Club phone jump, it's the weekend. You done come true with the big friends. Hitting down doors, that's a defense. Rolling with all, that's an offense. It me change, you let me preaching. With a bull shaking to my maybe drop bands. Today on buy and I say, today on buy you the kid play, baby, tell me what you want. Julian, I know you ain't fun. Ever since remember that we been knocking at the door. Y'all been moving paper, we be running up the school. Never for that bill that we was sleeping on the floor. West side Africa, you know the shit ain't hard. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Poppin', baby. Come roll with me. As times relax, my mind's relaxed. I got now from who got next. Here's my number, just send a text. You got a man and she responds, nah. Okay, showing up. I'ma let you go, don't wanna hold you up. I'ma call your phone when I'm putting up. Whoever let you go must be them as far. Wait far. Girl, you so fine, I pay for. Fly you first class to LA for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Because I don't care what you say.
I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long.
My nigga, I killed it. Night long. This the part where you get your girl, nigga. Make sure she focused, nigga. Make sure you focus, nigga. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, hit it.
I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care.
That's a hit for your ass, nigga. Hit for your ass, nigga. Prophet the One. Follow me on all Instagram sites. PROPHETTHEONE. That's Prophet the One in case you couldn't spell. But if you could, you already got it. Like Prophet, like God, and then duh, like.
It's a small town, a population of about 16,000 people, about 85 miles west of San Antonio, if you're familiar with the Texas area. Very disturbing thing has taken place. It's been reported that 14 children plus one adult teacher at the school, Robb Elementary School, were killed by a gunman that walked into the school and started shooting. It's crazy. It's hard to discuss, but I think it's important that we share this information. So at about 11:32 this morning, an 18-year-old gentleman, an 18-year-old student named Salvador Roñas, who's a student at the city high school, has been identified as the gunman, and he is now dead. Governor Greg Abbott of Texas, he confirmed that at a news conference. What we also know is that the attack took place at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde. The shooter, he was a U.S. citizen and a student at the local high school, and it's believed he's been killed by police officers responding to the attack. Roñas shot and killed 14 students and a teacher, but only after he reportedly shot and killed his own grandmother prior to the attack. This is a lot. This is a lot to cover. This is a lot to discuss. So what I'm going to do is allow the people that do this for a living to bring you up to speed. It seems like they're readying themselves right now. This is live, so please bear with us. Yo, what up, y'all? You guys are actually reviewing an unedited video that I was actually preparing after the news was released. So peace, love, and light, and strength to each and every one watching the show. Everything happened in such a frenetic pace that I didn't have the opportunity to fully edit this down. So what you're actually seeing right now is a little time before I guess they're not ready right now, so in the meantime, let's talk. When does this shit end?
It's actually 18 now.
When does it end? Hold on, Andre, they ain't here. Kids. Our future. When does it end? I'm not talking about politics. I'm not talking about racial politics. I'm not talking about gun ownership politics. I'm just talking about when will this shit end? Children. Understanding from the age of the suspect, that person was a child not too long ago. So what is it? We gonna blame it on hip hop? We gonna blame it on GTA? On the movies? Well, who was it? It was Jay-Z that did it. Was it Cardi B that did it? It's just when will this shit stop? They're getting younger and younger, which means they were but children not too far ago. They were children not too far ago. Which means that, is it them? Is it society? How can you blame society if this person is just entering society? Society starts at your goddamn house. What are you doing to raise your children? What are you doing to instruct your children? What are you doing to harm your children? That would force some sort of calamity to come. What is it? I think we need to start holding the parents accountable. Maybe it's a rush to judgment, and it's okay. This is not meant to be high definition or anything. This is not a money grab. But what are we doing? What are we teaching? How are we raising them? How are we harming them? Hurt people. What type of hurt? What type of hurt are we visiting on our children that will make them capable of such an evil thing? I don't know. You see this thing over here? I'll show you. That tattoo, that's a feather. It's a weathered feather twisting in the wind. That feather represents the life that I've experienced, the ways that I've been blown through the wind, the ways that I've been weathered, harmed, beaten, bruised, but the fact that I still remain resilient. The weathered feather is still here. But damn it, gonna have another cut on the feather. Because we keep getting weathered. We keep going through the same BS over and over and over and over again. This is not for popularity. This is not popularity. This is just me venting my feelings in the moment. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Be more vigilant. Good parents, continue to be good parents. Love on your kids. Neglectful, abusive, harmful parents, your chickens will come home to roost. And you remain a responsible party in actions like this. It's too much. This is just too much.
Is any way to turn your mic up? We got a chopper overhead here.
What's up, y'all? What's up?
What's going on?
What's going on?
It wasn't my job or my intention to kill a mood, but the mood is a mood. And I still represent myself as a human being. I still represent myself as a father, as a person who has children, as a person that worries for my kids and what world we live for them and what world we're creating for them. As a parent, the biggest worries that I believe that we have is what's going to happen when they become adults after we've given them everything that we're supposed to give them to put them out into this world. But now we have to think about if they're even going to have an opportunity to grow into the person that we're trying to grow them into. These are not trees. These are not plants. These are seedlings. Seedlings. Like when you was in school, you put the experiment, you wet the napkin, the paper towel, and then you put the seed inside the paper towel, and then you leave it and you sit it by the window and it starts to sprout. Those are not even teenagers. So those are not even the seeds that you could stick into the ground and allow them to grow. They are still within our parental incubator. And to know, you have to think about something like this. We know certain facts. We know about the community. We understand anywhere near San Antonio. You know, I make a joke. I call Texas, I call it Northern Mexico. So in certain parts of Texas, you're going to have a high degree of Mexican community. Because, you know, we stole that shit. And we stole it. It's like me moving. It's like me when Andrea and her kids and family sleep, and I just move into the attic, the northernmost place of house, and I call it Cheftopia. That's what we did. So that part of Texas is a high degree of Hispanic community, and obviously the person who committed the crime was Hispanic. So what does that do? That eliminates the racial element from it. So now we don't have the racial element. We don't have the political element in there. So I believe that it gives us an opportunity to not think about it being a black thing, a Republican thing, a gun rights thing, a non-gun rights thing, a gun control thing, a racial thing, because this person cannibalized his own community. Now we actually have an opportunity to talk about it as parents and children. Parents and children. Prison industrial complex don't do all of it. Systemic racism doesn't do everything. You know? So you want to call that my clip, my first clip? We can call that my first clip. You know? I felt it was important. So remember, y'all, before myself and the other members of the team go into this, you know, I gotta let you know who they are.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Evelyn. I'm here to introduce you to a new level of entertainment. The stars have aligned, connecting Brooklyn, New York, Sacramento, California, and Atlanta, Georgia. The team. Introducing Flatbush, Brooklyn's finest, the boss, Chef Choupino. Hailing from Sacramento, California, is Andrea Lynch. From the dirty South Atlanta, Georgia, is your boy, VictorFREEZE Music, or just Vic.
That's who we are. So before we even go into discussing all of that, you know, I want to say what's up. What it do, Vic? What it do, Andrea? How you feeling?
A little somber. A little somber tonight. But it is what it is.
What it do, Vic?
I'm here.
So you listen here, y'all. So, you know, Vic, he's one of the members of the team. He's one of these, probably the hardest working man in this thing. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of times he's not going to have full access to media because he's always working. If he ain't working in the car, he's working outside the car, you know. So I will say this. We're going to be bringing him because Vic wasn't aware of what was going on. So we're potentially going to be providing him with some information on this as well. You get what I'm saying? Because this is still a new breaking news story, you know. So I know when I spoke to him, it was like, whoa, so we're going to talk about it. But before we get into the reactions, love is important. Peace, blessings, like a fit. My brother Gabrielle 7, what's going on? M3Z, knowledge and relationship. Oh, you want baked potatoes? Yeah, we ain't cooking tonight. We fricasseeing. There's a difference. Mika Marcel, greetings. All right, Andrea, it's all hot air. What's up, Dawn? What's going on? You in and out till 8, all right. Make sure you don't get fired, you know what I mean? You need that job because I got to borrow $100 tomorrow. Hey, over the top WME. What's good? Oh, somebody woke up after 7 o'clock. We got you at the nighttime again. We missed you, girl. Yeah. Who else we got over here? Y'all hold it down too heavy. We will pray for the family. Thank you. All right. It's very heavy. Mika Marcel, I always give my daughter a hug when I get home, but today it was different. I held her for a while. Thankful I have no words. Yeah. We got a name change on deck. Somebody went to the court to change their legal name. Real talk with Mimsy Limbs to Scriptures and Chill. Yo.
I like that.
Yo. You just switched the vibe. Mimsy, you dope, yo. You dope, man. Scriptures and Chill. That's like the Christian version of Netflix and Chill. You know what I mean? That's how you date a Christian girl. You know what I mean? It's Scriptures and Chill. But you better make sure you choose the right scripture. Thank you, Mimsy. You gave it a laugh, the first laugh of the show. Yeah, we needed you. All you had to do was change your name and pop up. That's funny. What do you call it when you invite a Christian girl over with the hopes of dining her and getting the action? Scriptures and Chill. That's dope. You won with that one, Mimsy. I like that name. All right. Listen, y'all. I know that at some point I was going to be laughing, but it's important that I made the testimonial that I did in the beginning. I recorded it earlier while I was in the moment because I felt that it was important. I don't jump right away when things happen and just start recording. And I have to learn to do that as a content creator. That's something that I'm learning. Because I like to feel first before I perform. So, I recorded that. They didn't even know I was doing that. When I went and I put it up, I didn't even have an opportunity to edit it. But I wanted to catch myself in that moment and say what I felt and then just play the shit for you. So at least, you caught me in that moment. I can come out of that moment. I'm a human being. Something as simple as Mimsy's name change to Scriptures and Chill, it was able to bring me to a better place. This world ain't perfect. There's going to be times where we toil, we pain, we cry. There's going to be times where we rejoice, we laugh, we smile. And it all may be within the same day. Hell, it may be within the same 5-minute period. But I think it's important for us to embrace our feelings, embrace our pain, embrace the things that we rejoice, and understand we're nothing more than mere fickle human beings that are still trying to figure out our way in this universe. So embrace the feeling, and thanks for allowing me an opportunity to just lay my feelings out. Real talk. So if you guys understand the impetus, the precipitating factor. Hold on a second. What up, cousin? It's my blood cuz, Eb Gabriel. What up, cuz? If you guys understand the precipitating factor for this particular show, which is the potluck, we normally will bring news information, clips that the other person doesn't know about. And, we try to get reactions from each other. So with that being said, let's say that first clip that I played, that was me jumping into the ring first. just so we can actually have a little bit of a discussion on that. That was my first clip. So y'all saw the clip. So I think the clip pretty much gave my opinion. So, it's on the two of y'all.
No, I was getting dressed for this show, and I was playing Marvin Gaye.
We would hope you got dressed for the show, or we would have had to put the shit. We would have had to put the shit on OnlyFans.
Shut up, okay? I was getting dressed for the show, put my makeup on and everything, and I was playing Marvin Gaye. What's going on? Something in my spirit didn't feel right playing that song. I was telling my best friend on the phone. I said I didn't feel right playing Marvin Gaye because I was getting mad. I had to put some church music on because I was like, I'd rather get my leather jacket out and be protesting. Okay, I'm just like, it's like almost in a sense, my kids are not safe at school now too. I already knew it. I mean, I've been feeling easy about going to the grocery store.
Hold on a second. Hold on. He said, "Play it again." Nah, nigga. Put your finger on the red shit and rewind back. You'll see it. That's the way me and my cousins talk to each other. Yeah,
I already feel a discomfort about going to the grocery store, but now it's the kids to school. It's too much. It's too much. And don't get me wrong, I have been to my kids had a school shooting here before, and they had everything on lockdown because they was a prisoner parolee. But it is a stressful phone call to get. You got to go to your kids' school because the school not letting them out because there's a shooter on the thing. That's stressful and it's difficulty. And it's like the kids are dying before the parents. I just like, damn, when is it gonna get better? What's really going on? That makes me sad. School's almost out. Summer's almost. Families plan vacation. They do things now. 18 families is gonna be planning. It's gonna be planning a funeral. It's ridiculous. It makes me sad and mad at the same time. I have children my damn self, and my son was picking up my kids. I was like, you got the kids, because you don't know. You just don't know no more.
Let me say something real quick. Oh, Gabrielle sent some love. He sent some love to VictorFREEZE. Right. All right. Derek C. Williams, sent here by Andrea Lynch. Listen, Derek C. Williams. This ain't your first time here now, my brother. This is like your second or third time here. So you need to use the Andrea Lynch card. You got your own key, family. You got your own key, all right? And you earned your own key after that night where Andrea was being abusive to you and the other 5 brothers on your panel. Don't you talk about her Ben Crump. Don't you talk about her Ben Crump and her Stephen A. Smith. Don't do
it. We're going to have to show that clip. We should have that clip, okay? We should show that clip today.
Look, if you're a beer drinker, after seeing what you had to go through, and Andrea longer than me, we had to send you a case of beer. If you're somebody in a in a Cali state, in a legal state, we need to send you a blunt. We need to send you something, because you put that work in. So you're always welcome. You got your own room in the spot, Derek C. Williams. Trust me. Please invite the brothers that you had on your panel too. You do some good stuff. Derek C. Williams, he puts in that work. I dropped into that show and it was definitely on point. And you know what I mean? You're welcome to come through. You're welcome to jump up on our panel. All you got to do is holler. Andrea got you here. But we the ones holding you here. You feel me? So it's your crib too. We ain't gonna make you chip into the rent until 90 days though. 90 days. All right, one guy. One capable of holding my own easy work. It's her that can handle me.
I can handle him. I ain't afraid. Look, I ain't never scared, okay? I ain't never scared.
I don't know.
I ain't never scared, okay?
Man, to be safe.
I ain't never scared.
Right. Okay? But yeah. So, I know you said your piece, Andrea.
Yeah.
I know you kind of limited in terms of the information because you were working when it was all going on, Vic. But if you got questions, I can actually pull up some of the info to bring you some clarity if you need to. So just say the word. But just off rip, it was 14 children that lost their lives.
I think it's more 18 now. I think it's 18. 18 people.
See, so the last time, so as of before the show started, in the research I did, it was 14 children. Specifically, it was 14 children that lost their lives. One teacher and the grandmother of the suspected shooter, allegedly, right? But there were a multitude of other children that were shot. And this was actually an elementary school. So being an elementary school, the ages, they went up to 5th grade, and the ages range from 6 to 10 years old. So
that's my kid's age.
So it says so at this point, then, if it says 18 children, what that means, and thank you for the heads up, to be loved, we see you. Thanks for joining through. So if we see it as 18 children now, what that means to me is that 4 of the other injured children that had been taken to the hospital have lost their lives at this point, because the number was 14, 14 children, 2 adults. So let me see what Derek has to say. That was atrocious. I heard about that. The tragedy will be used like Sandy Hook, Columbine, and Pearl, Mississippi, to get more gun laws on the books. So normally we start with the panel, but you're an honorary panel from the side, Brother Derek. I agree. I'm a gun owner, a legal gun owner, concealed carry. I'm legally able to build and modify firearms. I've modified some simple firearms into a couple of the things that look like they're supposed to be on Call of Duty. It's a fun thing. But I'm a legal law-abiding citizen. I've posted videos of some of, a small few of my firearms. I even did gun videos where I taught you and showed you the process of me traveling with my firearm on a plane to different states. One thing I say, I've been a member of the NRA since I was about 15, 16 years old, when I was living in New York, which is a non-gun friendly state. But I always was into guns. I used to read Guns and Ammo and Firearm Magazine and all of these different things as a kid. I was into gadgets, and I literally went and joined, and, it was free to join. So I'm literally one of the few Black NRA members that exist. Do I believe that the NRA is doing everything that it should do in terms of representing our community within certain places and situations? No. But that's something that I have to toil with within my membership of that group, and figuring out a way to bring them closer to our side within my means. Because I do believe that the NRA has a optics issue when it comes to our community. So just to say, part of me initially says, yo, they doing this to take our guns, man. They're doing this to take our guns away. I know they're doing it to take our guns away. But what's crazy, Derek, I can't lie, bro. For me, the political aspect of the conversation, it's like my heart and my head is not ready for it, bro. It's right now, it's just coming to the point of realization that, I see, like, my daughter, my youngest daughter, tomorrow is her last day of kindergarten. And to understand, if God forbid something like that happened, y'all will not see me on YouTube anymore. I know I would forego everything. I would forego my freedom, everything. All right. So I can't think about the political aspect. I can only think about the what if. And the children, they ain't do nobody wrong. Those are children, you know. So I feel you on that one, Derek. And I agree with you. But it's like my heart and my mind won't allow me into that particular arena to feel or speak on that, because my mind is still, I'm not perfect. My mind is still intertwined somehow with my heart, you know. But I agree with you. What y'all got?
He was 18, so he was able to buy a couple guns. I got a problem with that. You know, my friend Erica, her son, he's a security guard. He had to go to extensive background check. He had to go to a mental health. I mean, I'm asking, are they doing that? Or he bought a couple guns at 18. I mean, yeah, you can have a background check, but I think folks need to have mental health backgrounds. You need to ask questions. You need, I mean, you want
to.
Okay, but he was able to buy a couple guns because he was 18. You buy one gun, yeah, I can understand that, but you buy a couple at one time.
What does that mean? So remember,
what you need a couple for? What you need a couple? What do you need a couple for?
And you see, but you're not a gun person. Hear me out. I'm
asking the question.
I know that, and I'm answering you. I'm saying, you are not a gun person.
Okay.
Just the words that you used shows you are not a gun person.
Okay.
Why you need more than one gun? Why you need a couple guns? There's nothing illegal about having guns. I have multiple guns.
Okay.
I got more guns than I have limbs. You understand what I'm saying? Why do I need them? Okay. Why do you need chicken, shrimp, steak, lobster, butter, all of these different things? You have them because when it comes to the point that you want them and you could pull them out the freezer and you have them and it's your right to have them. You're looking at guns from a perspective of these are negative things. Why do you need all of these?
No, that's not true. I got family members who own guns. I know they understand. My ex-husband got several of them, so I understand why they want to have guns.
So then why you ask that question then?
The question I'm asking is I'm trying to figure out why do an 18-year-old need a couple guns right now? What are you doing?
What age do you have to be to have more than one gun?
Because remember, we allow 18-year-olds to go. We teach. Did you know that we teach 18-year-olds how to use guns? Did you know that we teach 18-year-olds how to kill people?
Yes, my kids know how to shoot. Okay, they know how.
No. Hear me out. You got to hear me out.
Okay, I'm hearing
you. know that our government, your tax money, our tax monies, train 18-year-olds how to kill people effectively. Did you know that?
Yes, I do.
What is it called? Do you know what it's called? You know what the institution's called?
The military, ain't it?
Thank you. Right. Okay. So then if you can 18 and be able to kill somebody and have the responsibility of paying taxes to this country, then what happens is 18 becomes the vesting period where you become an adult. So if 18 is the adult age, then you are afforded the same rights as another adult, because if not, then it becomes age discrimination. Because once you become an adult, any discrimination that takes place based on age between you and anybody else, that becomes age discrimination, which is illegal. So then what you would need to do is say, okay, well, we got to change the age of soldiers. You can't become a soldier until 21.
I'm not saying that. The question I'm asking is, what do an 18-year-old need 3 guns at one time? What are you doing?
There's a handgun. So like I said, once again, your lack of knowledge on guns. You say you got family member that got all kind of guns. The age don't mean shit. If I'm 46 and then the person is 18, if they like to shoot, handguns are different. Shotguns are different. Do you know that in terms of gun ownership.
You have a shotgun before you can have a handgun.
You at least always, if you're a gun person, you always at least want to have a pistol, which is a sidearm or firearm. You want to have a shotgun and a rifle.
Rifle.
Okay? Those are three different types of firearms. They handled three different types of situations, three different types of threats. Those are three different types of tools. And if you're a gunner and you like to go to the range, those are three different types of weapons. So somebody being 18, owning three, if they came from a gun-free state, daddy got this gun, got that gun. It's just like a kid turning 18 and he gets a car and then he gets another car for cheap that he fixes up. What does an 18-year-old need with two cars? Maybe he likes it, but it doesn't make him a deviant. And that's the whole key. What you're doing right now is you're assuming that the law is what made this thing happen. But it's important. It's you because you stated, why does an 18-year-old able to own more than one gun or own three? And what I'm stating is that it's the law. That's why. But the point is, I think we need to look a little deeper into this. Not so much about an 18-year-old. When your son was 18, do you think that he was capable of doing what this 18-year-old did?
Do I think my son is 18?
Do you think when your son, who's 22 right now, do you think when he was 18, he was capable of doing what this guy did?
No, I'm saying it's something. It has something. He had a behavioral problem. Kids who do stuff like this, they have signs. They have warning signs. They have things that they probably did happen.
Right, but we got you moving. You jumping ahead. We got to pull it back because remember the warning signs and all of that. Guess what? That's on you because you're the parent, right? Yes. Because they're under your care until they flip to 18. So what I'm talking about is, you stated that your son would not be the person that would pull something off like that. If your son was into guns, you think your son would be responsible?
Yes, I do. My son.
Okay, so let's focus less on the law, because I believe sometimes we as a people have a tendency to look to the law and the legal system and legal minutia as a preventative way for things that happened within our communities. When it comes down to us as parents. And I believe that we need to take our parental power back and understand our parental responsibility. So I believe that we shouldn't talk as much about the law. This person, the laws, federal law says once you're 18, you're an adult, period. So once you're an adult, you have the same rights as a 40-something-year-old. The only one that goes against the Constitution based on age is the drinking age. Because at 18, you become an adult. But in most states, you have to be 21 to drink. Sure. That's the disparity. That's one disparity that is allowed, right? But not in terms of the other situations. So I don't believe it was the law that was the issue. Because do you understand that in most states, when you add all the states up, did you know that the majority of the crimes, the gun crimes that take place, are related to illegal weapons? Illegal weapons, people using stuff that's not legal. You even go to Buffalo, New York. They consider the magazines that in Georgia, I got 100 round, 60 round, 50 round, drum magazines for my ARs, right? In California, 10 rounds, 5 rounds is the maximum. They call it high capacity magazines in New York. The thing is, it's regular capacity magazines, just New York made it where the smaller magazines are legal. You only have a limit on the amount of bullets you can have in your magazine or your clip, as some would say, right? So the law, it was the guns that the dude used was illegal in New York. A lot of the killings, remember, you can't even have a pistol in the 5 boroughs in New York. So Majority of those people that are doing some of the crimes with guns are not even legally supposed to own them. So do we look at it? Do we look at the gun lobby? Do we look at the government? Majority of the people that are committing the crimes and doing the killings are not legal gun owners. You'll hear about some of them, but everybody's not legal gun owner. In order to own a gun, you can't be a drug user. You can't have be reported to have mental mental issues. There's a questionnaire whenever you go to buy a firearm that you have to fill out. If I happen to get pulled over with a bunch of drugs in my car and I said I'm a drug user, they can confiscate my weapons. So we got to pull back. I believe we got to pull back from the law. I believe we got to pull back from the law in terms of looking for what should take place. But look, we've been leaving Vic in the cut for a minute.
Yes.
I'll say this. The way I see it, I agree with you, Chef, as far as leaving the law part out of it, because a law is only as good as its enforcement. You can make all the laws you want. You can make all guns legal everywhere except for law enforcement, and people still gonna have guns. People still gonna have weapons. There's just things people are gonna do. They're gonna get high. They're gonna be entertained. They're gonna have sex, and they're gonna be violent at times. It's been going on since the beginning of time. What you're seeing is this is manifestation. When you're stressed, when you're in turmoil on a regular basis, when your environment is toxic, what does the body do? It develops cancers and tumors and starts to eat itself, breaks down, you become depressed. There's all kinds of reactions that the body has to a toxic environment. The country we live in currently, Martin Luther King said, since we've been talking about, we as in the YouTube streets, we've been talking about the dear brother, Dr. Martin Luther King recently, such glowing terms. He said, I feel that I've integrated my people into a burning house. And if you recall, in some of the last conversations we had, one of the things I said was that, who cares if you got a bigger room in a burning house? So the idea that I see here is that, as a whole, Americans, I can't speak for other countries. I don't live in those countries. I don't know how they get down. And I don't trust American media to tell me the truth. So what I will say of what I've seen, it appears that the human condition is that people don't care about the things that don't directly affect them. And if they do care, not to the level or the extent that they should, that they're willing to do or move on those things. I never heard Michael J. Fox talk about multiple sclerosis until he had it. Christopher Reeves wasn't that interested in stem cell research until he fell off that horse. America didn't care about drug problems until, certain children were affected. And it doesn't mean just because it's not being reported on in the media that it's not happening. Now, I did not see in detail what happened in this particular incident, But I was speaking briefly with Chef before the show, and the subject came up. And I'm not a very outwardly emotional person, and it helps me. I'm the guy you call when everyone's panicking, because I can still think in the middle of it. I thrive in stressful environments. It doesn't feel good, but it's where I do my best work. So my brain never shuts off, no matter how I may feel about something emotionally. My logistics are always right here. So I did.
Peace to Raw. Be privileged. We a special guest in the spot. Thanks for dropping by, Flower. You already know you welcome aboard this ship. Get your seat. You got your name on it. Go ahead, Vic.
So I did some surface level research, just to get some statistics, because of things I've heard. I just want to fact check them, just so I'm not regurgitating bullshit that I've heard and there's holes in it. So, Chef, I did send you a copy of that link, and you can feel free to share it at all if you would like. But I just want to name out a couple of the stats that I came across. There has been 27 school shootings this year, 2022. 27, not one, not two, not five, 27. It's not even June. There has been 212 mass shootings in the United States that had nothing to do with schools. This year in the United States, a mass shooting is defined by definition of 4 or more people being shot and or killed, excluding the shooter. So if the shooter ends his own self, he does not count in the number towards that. So we're talking about 4 or more people being shot and or deleted.
Sounds like the local drive-by.
There's been 212 this year, Chef. When we say things like niggas die every day, B, it's not a figure of speech. So what I'm saying is that, a couple more stats for you. 2021, 693 mass shootings. 2020, 611 mass shootings. This ain't really news. It's newsworthy, but in my opinion, I'll give you this. I don't watch a lot of news. I don't, for this reason, I don't watch it. Now, if you can see that screen, and you can go from 2014, and any one of those categories listed there, what you will notice is that there is a progression that's going on. It wouldn't matter which category that we're referring to about violent crime, they're all escalating. You're saying, what's going on? What's going on is things are getting worse progressively and almost exponentially. And I don't know that it's all can be blamed on laws and or technology or in who's in office. This is American morality problem. This is everyone's depending on the police to solve all of their problems. This is parents thinking that as long as they put their child on a school bus, that they're good to go.
He's cooking.
The fact of the matter is
y'all.
that,
hold on.
Go ahead.
He's cooking, y'all. He is cooking. And you know what the enemy is saying to him right now? Because they don't like the fact that he's cooking. That's what the enemy is saying to Vic.
You better shut your mouth. You hear what I'm saying to you? You better shut your white mouth. You better shut your white mouth. I'm not kidding you.
I'm not kidding you, Chef. This is serious business. So,
Right.
so what we're talking about is that the morality of this country is way beyond being in question, and we hope and we assume that our children are safe. There's not metal detectors in most schools. There's only one or two school resource officers, if at all, and that's very recent. So I would think that what we would consider our most precious resource would be one of the most protected things that we have. The way we protect our Senate and our Congress and our judges and our officials, our children should have similar protection, because unfortunately in this world, as much as a lot of us wouldn't dare harm a child, no matter how twisted our own mind may be, there are some people that don't have those scruples. They cannot separate. They can't somebody actually pull that trigger looking in a child's face. You can't imagine that. But they did it multiple times. So we can't judge people off of our moral code.
Peace to TC, HBCU Queen TV. We see you, sister. Go ahead, man.
A lot of people are operating with no moral code. That's something that we talk about often. And it's not strictly based on your race. It's based on your community. It's based on the unity. It's based, do you know? You can shoot somebody you don't know a lot easier than you can someone you do. So at the end of the day, what we're talking about is that there is a major violence problem in America. And unless you're going to say that we're reauthorizing stop and frisk, we're going to remove the, what is it, the Fourth Amendment, unreasonable searches and seizures, and we're just going to allow everybody and anybody who's suspicious to be treated like they're in Homeland Security. What I'm saying is that you don't even want to take your shoes off in the damn airport. You can't have it both ways. They told you that, hey, you want to make sure that this thing that happened on 9/11 never happens again. We're going to need to be able to look at your phone calls. We're going to be able to need to look at your library checkouts. We need access so we can keep this from ever happening again. Now, that didn't stop anything from happening, but you definitely were willing to sacrifice some of your, what would be called rights or freedoms for what you perceive as protection. But you never really know if that thing that you're setting up as protection is going to keep you protected until you actually put it to the test. We make all of these systems and these measures. Dave Chappelle said it. It was very funny the way he said it, but it wasn't. We're making mass shooting drills in schools when the children are the primary offenders. How are you going to have a drill and teach everybody where to go and what happens, and you're actually talking to potentially one of the people who will be involved? People need to pay attention to their children. And I'm thinking that
the audience thinks you're cooking, just making sure you see that. 'Cause I know you're in the whip or you working from the phone. I just want to make sure you get your flowers early, so you keep cooking, because apparently
these flowers ain't for me, brother. These flowers ain't for me. This is a real issue, and people have a very tough decision to make, because we're talking about the children that lost their lives. I'm concerned about the children that are still here. God got the ones that are gone. They ain't got nothing to worry about.
Say that shit again.
Pray for their
Say,
family.
no. Say that one again, yo. If I was the DJ, I would have scratched the record and pulled it back. Please say that last statement again.
I am very much so concerned about the children that are here.
Why? Because
God has the children that have left us now. They are okay. They're in the best hands that they can be in.
All right, you got to pause on that one for a minute and allow that to resonate to these folks. And this is what's important, because there's the nurses there's the people that help you when you're in the hospital bleeding to save you. But then there's also the rehab people that help you get better after, you've been saved. So, even in terms of the conversation, and we all get into deep arguments, y'all, deep conversations. For me, I felt that in the conversation that Vic and I had prior to this, these are real conversations. We don't just do this for play. Let me stop sharing this. We don't just do this for play. These are real conversations, real arguments. And I felt particularly incensed when we were talking about it, literally within minutes before the show started, because he was like, yeah, man, niggas die every day, B. And I got tight behind that. I literally got tight behind it. I was like, yo, what you talking about, man? I got kids. This is a real conversation. I'm not faking. I was like, yo, I got kids, man. You don't have kids, so you gonna feel like that. But yo, you can't say that. But what it was during that time, and then me being wrapped up within the passion of what took place. And even seeing my lady, the way she hugged my daughter when she got home, it was an emotional thing. So I was wrapped in that emotion. But what I will say is, for myself, in terms of you being able to articulate in totality what you were just saying, I get it. So I'm going to say my bad in terms of the way that I got at you on the phone, because I was like, real time, I was like, yo, what the fuck you talking about, son? Children died, yo. Like, that was my real emotion. Like, what are you talking about? Niggas die every day, B. Children died, But what it was is I didn't allow him an opportunity. So even though it was a private conversation, I'm going to give my apology up front, because I do have a big heart. You know what I'm saying? And I felt that he was being insensitive or detached from the emotional aspect of what took place, instead of me recognizing he's not the nurse that's fixing you up when you're bleeding. He's more of the rehab person that after your ass got saved, he's gonna help you prep through, your movement, because what he said made sense. Yeah. God got the ones that was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Think about it like this, Chef.
That's his job. That's God's job, and he's the best employee that we know of in this global universal company, right? Mm-hmm. He's the CEO, the chairman of the board, and the board. So he got those. You get what I'm saying? So I will say, and I will, acquiesce to your point that we got to focus on the kids that's here, because they're still being raised, they're still being groomed, they're still being grown, they're still being harmed, they're still being abused, and those potentially could be the next one. So I'm gonna give you that win, Vic. Just that one. I mean.
Hey, listen. No apologies necessary, because I feel like, I like what you were saying as far as your analogy. But if you're a doctor, you can be the world's best surgeon in whatever your field is, your specialty. But if it's your child on the table, they will not let you be the one to operate on your child, even if you feel you're capable.
Yep.
Because there's something that is understood about when things are personal to you. So you have no apologies to make, sir. You were able to visualize to an extent, to the point that it became personal to you. So I don't blame you for not being able to work on it in a vacuum and to detach. So at the end of the day, I say we have a choice to make. and a lot of people have a choice to make. And the question is, are you okay? Do you accept the job that the school that you have chosen for your child? Because your school has your child almost as much as you have your child. It's not more. Their friends and their teachers are informing their lifestyle or lack thereof. They are making impressions. They're either uplifting or depressing these children and creating environments. Social media is assisting in this. The entertainment industry is assisting in the destruction of the morality of the children. And these children grow up to be adults. So whether they blank out at 15, 17, 22, or 28, we produce them. These are the fruits of our labor or lack thereof. So at some point, we have to make a decision. Is the school that you're sending your child to creating an environment that is conducive to not only your child's success, but an overall ecosystem where all of the children are prospering, at the very least, the majority? Because, or would you rather make the sacrifice, the true sacrifice, even if it requires you going to do some schooling yourself, and homeschooling? My brother chose to homeschool my niece. He chose that. Now she's the youngest of three. He didn't do that for the others, but based on the results that he got, he thought that would be the best idea the third time around. And I have to say, I'm very impressed by the results. So does that mean that homeschooling is guaranteed to produce, this great? There may be side effects, but those are the tough conversations that people have to have at the dinner table and in their beds. And that's all I got.
You're on mute, Chef. You're on
Andrea,
mute.
I'm
Yes.
here. Thank you. Appreciate it. You know how I do. I cook on boil on simmer. So, I mean, we talking what we talking about, but I ain't hear you talk about that some bullshit. Not once yet. So I guess we ain't really talking until you say it.
Oh, it's some bullshit, man. It is, but a lot of parents can't homeschool their kids. They wish they could, and it make the sacrifice. They wish they could homeschool their kids, but I try to be involved in my kids' school, and know the people who work there, know the teachers. I try to be proactive, but it comes to a point. It's just sad, teachers don't even get paid as good if they should, and they're working for basically bare minimum, and we don't even respect the teachers who teaches our children every day. I really think they should be getting paid more and don't have to fight for get paid more. It's like they're teaching our kids every day, being with our kids almost 8 hours, and they can't even get proper pay. Or the teachers are not getting proper pay. They have to buy supplies for the classroom. And so sometimes I think, it's really, if the fireman is the first responder and he gets paid good, and a police officer is the first responder and they get paid good, teachers are the first defense of aligning and teaching our kids. They should not get paid good too. You're on mute, Chef.
Damn it. I thought I hit the button, man. Pardon me. I got big hands and tiny mouth, yo. Mama Goddess reacts. Peace, greetings. No apologies for being late. Better late than you not popping in at all. All right, so grab your seat. You could. And this ain't a comedy show.
Read her second comment.
Oh no, this ain't a comedy show, so we don't roast you when you walking into the show late. So you good. All right. So I'm gonna skip a couple of comments and get back. She's I want to homeschool my child. The system isn't working for one of my children. You see, do you see that right there? Now y'all were talking, but I want to talk to that. If you notice in that first piece that I played earlier, you know, maybe I'll play it again for the people that joined late because we do have more people that were there. But it was literally when I found out what was going on, a couple of people had told me that sometimes, Chef, when you think out what you're saying, it's articulate and it's this and that. And sometimes it could be long-winded, but when you feeling something and you're saying what you want to say and you getting something off your chest and you feeling it, it's some real nigga shit. So what I did was that was one of my practices was like, you know what? Let me get in on OBS and just do it and talk about how I felt at that moment. So Vic, Andrea didn't know I was going to play that, you know, and it was my real feelings. It was my real feelings on the issue, you know. So at some point into the show, I'm actually going to replay what I started with early on, just to make sure that everybody is aware of what's going on. So let me do this because we're talking a heavy topic, and I think love is important within this. So let me send that love real quick, y'all, before we get back to this. We got Derek, we got To Be Love. All right. Meow, meow, meow. Meow. TCHBCU Queen TV. Right. Of course, we got Dawn. Allie with the oop. We see you. We see you. All right. TCBU. We on Lock Nation. I don't know if you're on the gang stuff, so you might be at We on Loc Nation. Hey, it's all good. Do we love what we're going to do to help the ones still here? This is social disease in our society. That was more or less a reiteration of what Vic was talking about. Hey, Red Lipstick, what's up, Dad? Vic is talking some good stuff. Yes. President is addressing the nation. Oh, I may have to bring that up for us to watch. Mama, I want to homeschool my child. Isn't working for me. Yep, I know several folks who presently homeschool and they were thinking to send their children back to the school building. Not anymore after today. Some of these teachers have unrealistic expectations for some students. Peace, shot. Shy Young, Sharice Young, what it do? That's my bestie from day one. We talked about
go back to what she said, Chef.
Which one?
TC.
This one?
No, about the teachers.
Oh, we didn't get to that one. That was after. Okay. Yes, Andrea, that talks about teacher salary is a long time coming. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. I want to jump back to that. Let me just do the love part first.
Okay.
We love teaching was once one of the most prestigious professions a person in the U.S. could have. What changed that? Ooh. Okay. We got something nice. That is actually one of the overarching conversations, and I got rabbit holes, so y'all can fall into the rabbit hole. But she's throwing dirt in my rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? We might have to mute her comments because she's taking a place I was ready to go. Right? Missy Melissa Torres Echevarria. All right. She's going to be our real estate professional the next time we talk about real estate, property values, housing values, the impacts of educational system within particular districts on the cost of homes, and the perpetual loop of the school system being better makes the property values increase at a higher rate. Higher property values means higher taxes that goes into the school system, that has more money to play with, that pays better teachers, that increases the candidacy of that school and the performance of that school, which thus continues to make the property values higher. She's going to be one of the people that, or the person, she don't even have a choice. She's going to be the person. See, I kidnap real estate brokers. She's going to be the person that's going to discuss the impacts of the schooling systems on real estate. But stay tuned for that, because all of that makes a difference.
Yes.
Remember, all of it makes a difference. Okay.
Mama Goddess got a question for you in the chat, Chef.
Okay. Oh, we coming. We going. I'm going through the list because, like I said, I'm still learning this YouTube thing. You know what I mean? I'm from the network called Regular Nigga Tube. So, you know, there's certain things that I got to do in YouTube, and I have to enlist our chat a lot more because you guys are an additional guest on here. So if I ain't been doing it, I apologize, right? So we going to the next one. Chef, side note, do you have any audio speaking videos? Hey. Jack sees Jen. Jack sees Jill. Jack bounces the ball. One of my homegirls told me that they got this thing on what is it, on Clubhouse, and one of them where it's called Bearded Guys Reading Books. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate the I appreciate the compliments. Says, hey, I'm gonna try and get on my ASMR. You know what I mean? We're gonna figure it out. Who else we got? To Be Loved. All right. Yes, Missy. I appreciate you. I know you got me. To TC. All right. Hey. Hey. Right. Right. Hey, girl. Won't you go get me a 40 ounce? No, I'm joking. Hey, I'm down. Do your thing, Missy. People need a place to live, yo. People need to get out of the crazy communities and move to the next one. So handle that business. We know love is love. All right. So remember, this show is the late night potluck, or the team presents potluck. I didn't update the overlay, but it's the potluck. And I chose that particular issue to be one of my entries. The way we do with the potluck is each one of us brings some clips to the table. We pop a clip out so the others get to react. So I chose to use this one as my first clip, right? So with that being said, who's next?
Oh my God, don't even ask me, though.
Who's next?
Vic can go next.
Hold on one second. Let me.
What you say?
I said Vic can go next.
Where'd you send your clips, Vic?
To the chef folder.
All right, hold on one second. Where'd you send your clips, Andrea? So for the record, folks, to make sure, because we each come with secret clips that the other person doesn't know that we have, right? So that we can introduce them during the show. So when they send them to me, I don't look at them. All right, just to make sure that we keep this a holistic, pure experience. So where are your clips?
I send yours to your text message. You know.
You mean here?
Yes.
You mean here when the shit isn't there, right?
Yes.
I can't even send your ass a text message StreamYard link. I got to email the shit, right?
Yes, I'm a little difficult. Okay, I'm learning this.
Hey,
That's
Steph,
bullshit.
Hey, Steph, I got to the bottom of it, bro. I said, hey, listen, let me tell you something. My mama can send a fucking text message to the email. You know what I'm saying? And I taught her how to text. You know what I'm saying? Not too long. Listen, let me tell you something. Ask Andrea what kind of phone she got.
I got an iPhone. Okay, I know.
There go your answer right there.
Yo, one of the clips you sent me,
Andrea
Andre.
girl walking around with an iPhone. Okay.
Yo, Andrea, here's another thing. If you got an IG clip to send me, you could just send it through IG. I got access to IG on the computer, yo.
Okay.
You sending me a clip about the shit we already talked about, yo.
I just know that we was gonna talk about it. How about that?
Listen, y'all, if y'all have any issues with Andrea, I want you to blame To Be Loved. I want you to blame you know what I mean? Derek C. Williams. I want you to blame all of these people, because remember, we're talking about parental responsibility. Those are folks that raised her. All right. So, so we putting it on y'all, Mama Goddess. We putting it on Raw B. All of y'all that new Andrea. All right. Y'all supposed to raise her right. All right. Parental responsibility. Don't mind me. I'm talking shit. I'm just glad that in the dynamic of talking the heavy conversations that we talking, that we can have a laugh, man. Real talk. Real talk. Thank you. So here's what I'm going to do. I see you. We're about to start this clip off that Andrea shared with us. Please bear with me a moment.
Ain't none there, chef. I think it. Oh, you're on mute, chef.
I got it.
Okay.
We're about to do it again. I'm gonna blame that snafu on Andrea and her YouTube parents. Hold on.
Oh Lord.
Need a paternity test.
Okay, y'all got jokes tonight. It's okay.
Derek C. Williams is the father.
Oh God. Oh God. Y'all got jokes tonight.
I said, y'all fine, just kept going. And then I was just like, sir, like, just back up. Like, I'm gonna call my dad. He was like, I got my gun in my car right now. And he just kept going on and on. And then the lady behind the counter, she basically was just telling him, like, you know, sir, like, going on. And then he set his beers where I was standing at. So in the video, when you see me move my arm, I'm pushing his beers away from me, like telling him, like, get away from me, like, sir, move, get away. And once I pushed the beers away from me, he started punching me in my head. He was like I said, y'all kind, just kept going. And then I was just like, sir, like, just back up. Like, I'm gonna call my dad. He was like, I got my gun in my car right now. And he just kept going on and on. And then the lady behind the counter, she basically was just telling him, like, you know, sir, like, going on. And then he set his beers where I was standing at. So in the video, when you see me move my arm, I'm pushing his beers away from me, like telling him, like, get away from me, like, sir, move, get away. And once I pushed the beers away from me, he started punching me in my head. He was like I said, y'all kind, just kept going. And then I was just like, sir, like, just back up. Like, I'm gonna call my dad. He was like, I got my gun in my car right now. And he just kept going on and on. And then the lady behind the counter, she basically was just telling him, like, you know, sir, like, going on. And then he set his beers where I was standing at. So in the video, when you see me move my arm, I'm pushing his beers away from me, like telling him, like, get away from me, like, sir, move, get away. And once I pushed the beers away from me, he started punching me in my head.
I gave you a couple replays just so you could get what she was stating. So I'm gonna let you go first, Andrea. Talk about.
I can't get past the damn nails. Okay, I can't get past the damn nails. I'm like,
so what are you saying? You hating?
Yes, I was like, what is wrong with them nails? I'm like, wait, but can't get past the nails. But the thing is, it was so sad. She had a gas station, and he hitting her because he used racial slurs. I was like, that's just so mean. And what are we coming to now? Everything is you want to be physical, you want to put your hands on somebody, and it's like people don't know how to keep their hands. Like the first rule your mom tell you, keep your hands to yourself, don't be bothering nobody, take care of you. And all of a sudden these people around here just they got issues, they want to call people out of their name, you know. Can't go to the gas station. It's ridiculous.
So I don't know her.
Yeah.
Right. So now we playing devil's advocate here.
Yeah.
The prison industrial complex. They kidnapped Vic. Now I got to go print my free Vic T-shirt. Well, so let's talk about it. we live in a society, a YouTube society, this microcosm where we talk about women, their type of energies, feminine energy versus masculine energy versus from the streets versus wifey type or side piece type, all of these different delineations that we have. And that's us, right?
Yes.
Those are the delineations that we as people of color will use when we describe certain nuances of people's behavior.
Yes.
There's women that don't listen. There's women that pop off. There's women that do this, that, and the other, right? And us brothers, us simple, basic old brothers, us simple,
Really?
basic.
Y'all simple?
Well, hear me out. Hear me out. Our simple, the simple brothers. When I say simple, regular brothers, there's certain stuff that we don't stand for and we don't agree with, and certain levels of behavior from our sisters that we refuse to deal with.
Okay.
So now you get somebody from another race who is not raised with those same social nuances, who's not raised with understanding, yeah, this kind of chick is going to pop this way or that way. And let's say they just happen to not really care for black people. And then let's make believe we put a hood ratchet, and I'm just throwing out a hypothetical, we put a hood ratchet sister next to them. They're not going to behave like me, where I'd be like, okay, I see, yeah, the sister's from a different area, so that's what they do. She gonna be like that, yo. She come from the SWATs. She come from here. She come from there. You know how chicks do. Those people, the other side, they don't have the same level of study and understanding and experience as us. Okay. And they already don't like niggas. And then now you put them next to one of us. It hits a little differently. We can't hold. How can we hold white people to black people levels of understanding when they are not us? We barely even like them talking about our own issues. But now we want them to understand. Nah, they was just hurt. They wasn't violent. Nah, they wasn't gonna do nothing to them. Nah, they was just. How does he know that? He might live in Des Moines, Iowa, and the only black people that he knows or he's seen is on World Star. You know what happens on World Star?
Yep.
Right.
Okay.
So in that situation.
So he was prejudging her. Basically, he want to say that this is how normal black people act.
No, it's not. Is it prejudging when I react to behavior that you do? Am I prejudging you when you move a certain way and then I react to your movement? Is that prejudging you, or is that just me handling the situation in that moment? Why whenever a black person,
not necessarily, if you was a white man, you would probably prejudge me. You would think I pop off, I'm ghetto, I'm hood rat, all that. But you don't know me, you don't know where I come from, you don't know nothing. But you, chef, you ain't gonna think that be about me. I might be a little passionate, I might be a little extra. Okay, Ian.
Right. So okay, right, because I'm a brother and I understand. I watch this. I'm about to flip it on you.
Okay.
But I am a black guy and I've been around sisters of all different types being a black guy. So when I see you popping off, I'm not going to think you getting at me because I know that sisters be like that, right? You know what that's called? Prejudging you.
Okay.
So that's we do it ourselves. That's prejudging you. So, and thank you. You're proving the point that I'm saying. Watch this. If a brother saw you doing all of that, and then he slapped the shit out of you, it's one thing to be like, that motherfucker, how dare you put his hands on me? I'm gonna get this, that, and the other. That motherfucker, who the hell do you think he is? He don't like women. And he just think he better than women. But if that person's father happened to come from Sweden and the mom end up coming from Norway, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means they not white, but white, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would be a different thing. That white motherfucker slapped the shit out of me. That racist son of a bitch. He don't like black women. He don't like black people. All of that is a prejudgment. But the thing is, you're speaking towards the prejudgment that another person of another race would have when you literally admitted that we possess that same level of prejudgment amongst ourselves. So which one is right? Which one is wrong? Which one is
So
necessary?
that's dope what you said, Chef. That's dope what you said because I like how you flipped it, and that's the key right there. Everybody's prejudice. Prejudice is a human condition. Sometimes it can save your life, or cost you it. But nevertheless, you know, it just means that you're taking stereotypes and social cues and things that you've seen before that have to inform your next decision. Now, when you use that prejudice to determine how you treat someone and use that prejudice to exclude someone, that's called bigotry. That's called bigotry because it's based on a specific group that you have a belief about and you're not willing to hear them out. You're going to exclude them from any particular activities, areas, and so on and so forth. Racism, that's more systematic on a much higher level. So I think the terms, get conflated a lot, but prejudice is just something that we all exhibit. And I think that is actually more of a visual representation of what I was expressing before in the previous conversations we were having about neighborhoods and feeling comfortable and being invited or bringing our nigga shit and making other people feel uncomfortable in their skin. So doesn't mean anyone is right, but if we acknowledge the fact that we're all prejudiced to some degree, some more than others, extremists being considered closer to racist on that spectrum, then you're basically making my point of why some would shy away from putting themselves in certain situations or being around certain people with the prejudicial assumption that they will be prejudiced against them or bigoted to some extent.
What you think, Andrea?
Well, yes, I do think we're prejudiced. We're prejudiced on our own kind. I ain't gonna lie. I be a little prejudging. I be like, when my son be like, "Mama, can I go hang out with my friends?" What his mama do? What his mama do for a living? What his daddy do? And I want you to hang out with them ghetto ass kids. I be telling him I want him hanging out with them ghetto ass children. And he was like, "Mama, they ain't like that." I was like, "And so?" I'm like, well, they pants sagging. Okay. He was like, "Mama, my pants be sagging." I said, "Well, he pull their damn pants up. What their mamas gonna tell him pull their pants up?" And I was like, I be saying that I don't want you hanging out with them damn kids down there. He was like, "Mama, they good people." I can't tell they good people.
That's so interesting. What's so interesting is because we can feel certain things about our people, about members of our own ethnic group,
yes,
and feel strongly about it, even more strongly than folks of other races, because we have that inherent natural knowledge and predisposition to being around those folks. But once somebody of another race even exhibits an opinion, we consider it a racial thing when we feel the exact same thing or more. There's folks that if they did certain things or committed certain crimes within our community, our folks will be ready to not let the law get them. We'll be wanting to get them, tie them up, torture them, and let the community have a piece of them, right?
And that's when the that's when the term
but
of
you gotta let me. You gotta let me. But you gotta let me just land this plane because we taxiing. You know what I mean? We floating around the runway. What I'm saying is that, but when they on the other side wish to prosecute, persecute, hold our folks accountable, or judge our folks, we want them to use more leniency than we would. We know the dudes that been in the hood that was doing certain things. We saw it. We saw it. We saw it. And we understood the impacts to the hood. Some folks poisoned the hood, terrorized the hood.
Mm-hmm.
But then when the other side puts that man in a cage, in a box, we the first ones to come up with hashtags and make T-shirts and shit.
You know, that is a question. You know, how what your mama say is, I could talk about our people, but you can't. It's like minding your own business. This ours right here. You mind your business, and I think that's how we in the Black community. I'm not saying everybody feel that way, but that's how some of us feel that way. We want the other race to mind their business when it comes to us, and we, you know, do that shit. Okay.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think I do it my damn self. I do it myself. So I'm not gonna say everybody do it. I know I do it. I feel like they should mind their business when it comes to our people, and because we should be able to take care of our people. I don't think
we don't.
We are harder on our people. Yeah, we are harder on our people, and then we want the other race to be lenient on them. Is that me? Yes, I am that.
Peace to Miss Polly Wright. We see you in the spot. What's going on, Ma? Welcome through. Thanks for coming by. Oh,
so like I seen on IG or something.
Yeah, me and Miss Polly Wright, we're gonna be working together shortly. It's gonna be a great conversation. Potentially will blow your mind. If you don't know who she is, check her out on IG. But you'll understand I ain't giving you too much. But peace. Thank you for dropping in.
I guess why I think we're harder on our community than we want everybody else to have leaning on them. I guess we know the moves, we know the things that are going on in our community, and so we're harder on the people in our community.
I disagree. I think we go extra light. We go hard in criticism of things we don't like. But
the two of y'all drive right now. Go ahead.
But I think the actual accountability part, when someone is selling drugs to the community, when someone is cheating on his wife, when someone is dealing with girls of an age that he ain't got no business. There's a lot of looking away at shit, looking away and pretending that we don't see, and you lame if you address that. Get out that man business. It's one of those things. Now, you know, you use the analogy, because I'll be like, yo, don't mistake the fact that I could be physically fighting my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Physically fighting my brother. Forget an argument.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody trip over his foot while we fighting, then we gonna both turn around and do them. So at the end of the day, and then we'll get back to our shit.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, so it's like, okay, I can do them this way, but you bet not breathe on them hard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I understand what you're saying, but I don't think that we even hold that level of accountability to each other. I think we're looking for a lot of excuses for each other. So when you were speaking before, remember when we were talking about celebrating people who came home from prison, and you were feeling a certain way about that?
I still feel the same way. Now, why we celebrating men being locked up for 15 years? I don't want to celebrate them. I don't have a desire to celebrate them. They've been locked away for 10, 15 years. And then they coming home. We're gonna have a big old party, a barbecue for their asses. For what? They ain't got a job yet. They probably still on parole. What we celebrating? You was a criminal.
Check me out. So when you first said that, I was feeling a way about that, because I feel a certain way about the penal system as a whole. I don't feel any better about it than the school system, but I think they're interconnected more than we know. But nevertheless, what you were saying, and I was trying to humanize my brothers behind the wall because I feel a certain way about them, and I have people who are behind the wall and people who may never come home again.
And I do too. And this is why I know firsthand.
Let me illuminate the point that I took from you.
Okay.
Before you go ahead.
Okay.
The thing that I took from you. So even though I that's how I came in the conversation feeling like, well, maybe she don't understand. Maybe it's because she's a woman. Maybe it's because she doesn't have the experience behind the wall to know whatever. But I was thinking it was more from a lack of understanding. But when you espoused that your point was that you're trying to raise boys and tell them what not to do, yet you're turning around and capitulating. I guess that's a word. I don't know. I'll be trying to use big words. I'm feeling it for Steph right now, so I got to use big words. Okay, it's my catharsis, all right? It's my catharsis, okay? The ecosystem that we got going on right now needs a little more magniloquent. No, anyway, so the bottom line, what I'm saying is that when you said that if you're going right on the other hand, they're watching you while you turn around and you're taking care of or going to visit and making concessions for, you know, the other people that were in your family that you were actually going to see and visit. And you were speaking about how the other members of your family were going, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Above and beyond. And it's mixed messaging.
Yes.
In that part, I did not know. I can't say I didn't know, but I didn't see it that way before. But I can, because even if you don't say it and you say, hey, well, you don't ever do this. Don't be like your uncle. Don't do this. But what you're actually showing them is that, hey, if you do, I'll still be there.
And that was the most. I love my cousin. I love my cousin. My first cousin. That's my aunt's son. And he is 47. I'm 40. No, he's 47 now. My birthday's in January. His birthday's in March. I love my cousin. I love him to death. But I had to cut the communication off and helping him in prison because I had a son who's Black. And when my son see me write him, send him money, put money on the books and see me doing that. And I tell my son, I don't want you in prison. I don't want you to go to jail. I don't want you selling drugs. But yet still my cousin is doing it and he's in the federal prison. I felt like I was double talking myself. So I had to cut my cousin off because I told my cousin, I don't want my son to go to prison. I don't want my son to do this. And if my son is seeing me write to you, put money on your books, send money for your gambling debts, because that's what I was doing, okay? Because he was gambling in prison, okay, and helping you, but yet and still I'm telling my son not to go to prison. I'm being a hypocrite because I'm telling my son don't do something, but I'm helping my cousin. So I had to tell my aunt got mad at me. She got really mad. She was like, how dare you no, I have a son. And because you lost your son to prison, I ain't gonna lose mine. And I told my cousin, and my cousin finally, my cousin contacted me over the weekend. I took his phone call. He's in prison, okay, and he's doing life now. And it makes me sad that he's doing life. It makes me sad that I can't have any contact with him because my son is important. My son is important to save. And so I had to cut him off. I'm not sending him nothing. I'm not writing him. I'm not doing nothing. And I got so much love. That's my favorite cousin. Favorite. That's my only cousin I talk to in North Carolina, to tell you the truth. But that's my favorite one. And let me tell you something. When I went to the family reunion, I did go to the federal penitentiary to visit him. And then I lost my luggage. I had to go to the damn Dollar General, okay, to get some khakis and a damn shirt. And I still wasn't happy with that shit. I was like, I gotta come on down here like I'm a damn criminal too. Okay, I ain't happy with that shit. I'm gonna say I ain't happy with that shit. Okay, and so I told my cousin the only reason I'm coming to visit you because I don't know I'm gonna see you again. He was in the federal penitentiary on my family reunion, and he the only one I went to visit in prison.
Andrea.
Yes. I feel convicted. I feel torn. I love my son and I love my cousin. And I feel torn that I want to be there for my cousin, but I don't want my son to go to prison either.
So, very important question. Right. What if your cousin did not do something egregious enough to be in prison? What if what he did was not something that is considered an egregious crime? Would you still feel the same way? We're not talking about the one that always gets into trouble, that's always fucking up, that's always doing the bullshit, that's always in the mix of something, that's always blah, blah, blah. We're not talking about that one. We're talking about one that made a silly mistake that changed his life. Now I want you to tell me how you would react. And you know, when you get the answer, because I want to come in terms of it. And for the record, y'all, you think there's a particular curriculum? Now I'm a pop collar. There's something that we do as a team that's different than what you see in other places. We'll have a curriculum, but we also recognize the crowd and we recognize the depth of the conversation and the rabbit holes and the places it will go. So if we had 12 clips to play for your ass, but the conversation is taken at a different route, out of respect for you and the power of the conversation, we're gonna ride with it. You feel me? So
if my cousin did something, it wasn't egregious.
But then he found himself in the same position as your actual cousin. If it was something where you feel like the crime wasn't that bad, or you know what I mean, he was not crazy in terms of doing what he did, would you feel that same way? There's people that are locked up for crimes that they didn't do. There's people that were set up. There's people that were locked up.
I understand. I understand that. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proactive about the Innocent Project. I know all of that, but my cousin was selling to my people the poisoning. So right. Is that?
I'm not talking. That's why I want to make sure we take away from. And I'm sorry to interrupt. Okay. We take away from what actually happened with your cousin. You have a knowledge of him. That's why I'm giving you a different scenario. I'm giving you a different perspective shade on the situation. Say he was not doing that. Say it was something else. Say it was something else.
Okay, if it was something else and it wasn't something as serious as he in, I might have a different feeling. Or this my thing. Or he came home and changed his life around and never went back to prison. That's different too.
That's not, but I'm controlling the hypothetical.
Okay, well, go ahead,
I'm telling you about the gangster dude, and you'd be like, but what if he was wearing a dress? No, it's my hypothetical, yo. Okay. What I'm saying is this to you.
Okay.
You know what your cousin did and the life he was living.
Mm-hmm.
I said to you, what if he went and was given time for an undue amount of time for something that was almost innocuous and not egregious? So he was not doing, there's people that get locked up that made a stupid mistake. Right?
Yes.
I'm going to give you an example.
Okay.
Vic knows who I'm talking about. It's one of my brethren. I love the bro. And as of this week, I'm not going to see him again for 9.5 years. For 9.5 years. Why? He's a single dad. He brought his daughter to her mother's home. He picked the daughter up from mom's home and then went and bring the daughter back. And the brother-in-law, his ex-brother-in-law, mother's brother was there. And I was like, hey, can you drop this at the post office for me? Since you headed that way. He dropped it off at the post office. A few months later, his home was raided. The uncle of his daughter the uncle of his daughter had an empty firearm in the package, and he didn't know that. And I know for a fact that the uncle of the daughter knew what he did and what he did wrong, because he started trying to put, a little money here and there to try and help with the guy's legal fee. But he basically dropped the package off. He's doing fatherly stuff, and he just dropped the package off in the box. He didn't even have to go to the desk at the box. They watched the video. They did all of that. Within a few months, he was in custody. He went to court. And he didn't speak. He didn't talk. You understand how it is? And literally, I had to break bread with a man that I know that I was not going to see for almost 10 years from now. So what I say to you is there's times where the situation is not the same. So when you talk about your cousin, you are talking about him like, no disrespect, like, he ain't shit. Like, he been on that bullshit. There's people, and you said that you were going to make sure your son was not aware of that lifestyle. I'm talking about, what if he has an uncle or a cousin that fell into a messed up situation? Will you do the what? Will you do the same as not be letting him see you send him money or looking out for him? Or would you show him the unfairness and inadequacy and ineptitude of the prison industrial complex so he understands? Or would you just say, we don't fuck with jail people, baby. We don't send them money. When they go to jail, we leave them alone. You see what I'm saying? You gave a criminal, you know what I'm saying? You gave a criminal that he knew what he was doing. You said your relative was poisoning the community. We're not talking about that.
Okay, so to me, there are situations. The situations are different situations. So I would personally see about the situation.
Wait, pause. To be loved. So you said, Chef, that's different. And if it was the circumstance or support would be different. Absolutely. And if she'd reference to explain why she was helping him. So now you giving her the answers, to be loved. I'm trying to get that out of her, yo. I see. So I'm gonna give you the loyalty award. You get the loyalty award, homie. Okay. You got it. Because I'm like, yo, don't be feeding her up.
You all kind of trippy.
You don't want to talk, sir.
Yo, man. Listen, you bringing that battle of the sexes crew over. You jumping me, son. What's going on, yo?
Nah, just talk to me. He don't talk.
Right, I tell you, Sacramento and Bay Area y'all ain't never like Brooklyn. But so to be loved, yes, you brilliant. You gave the answer that I wanted her to give, right? You'd have to, I think, in order for it to make it work, you would have to reference the difference between your cousin over here who was poisoning the community and driving fast cars, had gold, diamonds, grills, all kind of stuff. And then this person who got caught up in the system. Yes. Because if you don't talk to him about the one that got caught up in the system, that's the one he won't know about. And there's a lot of us that get caught up in the system.
True. I agree.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I kind of want to segue that. You know what I mean? And it's in terms of a certain level of honor. So you understand how when we talk about this, if you see me interrupt or get emotional, I covered it on a particular show before, but just to bring you guys up to speed, man. Real talk. Hold on one second. So let me see what it shows on our screen here. Hold on. All right, hold on. About to show you guys something. And let me full screen it too. But yeah, this means a lot. All right. So I'm pulling it down over here. It's a lot of stuff. But you'll understand. Cool. So we're gonna start from here. You see this guy here?
Is that
Y'all
you?
know my real name is Guy. This is my little brother. His name is
That's
Guyton.
why I said that look like you.
Mm-hmm. You sure
He's my,
do.
he's my little brother. All right. So, he's my little brother. Back in 2015, he moved to Dubai and, hooked the brother up with a job with Samsung, and he ended up working his way up to VP at Samsung, right? So here you see it's my brother. This is my nephew, Guyton. My name is Guy in real life. My brother's name is Guyton, G-U-I, Guyton, G-U-I-T-O-N. All right. So this is my son, my nephew, the big boy. That's my nephew, Theismann. And on his chest, that's Guyton Jr. All right.
Mm.
So Guyton moved over to Dubai. He was living out there, and he started doing a lot of great things out there. And in terms of where we grew up, we have the same dad, different mom. This is his mom, you know. But of course, you see our dad's DNA is super strong. So he moved out there. He created a company where he created tours in Dubai, right? Where people who started making some money could actually come to Dubai, and he would set up a whole thing where you would stay at a luxury spot. You would have one day, which would be the desert tour where you ride the ATVs in the desert. Another day would be, you chartered a yacht. Another day you would be kicking it at a restaurant. And this is before, you guys know Salt Bay, aka Nurserat. This was before Nurserat became popular. Nurserat was actually one of my brother's, buddies, right? So he would create a whole situation. All right. You know, this is Smooth Dude. This is all in Dubai. Brilliant guy. He went to he's alumni of FDMU of FAMU, Florida University. All right. He's a certified Kappa Alpha Psi member. All right. Noops. And
Pretty
you know,
fast.
if people think I'm wild, this is him and this is my pops on the right. That's our pops on the right of him, and that's my nephew Theismann. You know what I mean? So it's my brother. I don't have any other, this is my little brother. He was doing a lot of big things, my big fear, and he was always big on health, on fitness, on working out. This is actually a video, not a still. He was one of them dudes. Renaissance man, like I'm a Renaissance man. He rocked with Nori. He was the person that was the one when Nori and the rest of Queen's crew, different MCs go to Dubai. He was that guy that was setting up, he had a company called Show You How to Dubai out there. So keep talking. I'm gonna flip through these images just so you can see. I don't even have to show you this, my little brother. You can see.
You see.
So what ended up happening was at some point, bro. Oh, have you ever heard of the guy named Jadena? I'm a classic man. That
Yes.
guy. My brother was one of his stylists because my brother had a clothing line and he was a bespoke designer as well. So him and a couple of these guys had a company where they were designing. They were part of what you call the dandy generation. And Jadena, Jadena looked at him as one of the OGs in the generation. So he did a lot of styling. So you'll see him in Jadena's videos. He did a movie with Ice-T. Lil Bro was doing his thing. I did my thing. Lil Bro took it to another level. All right. We're going to keep this going. Keep it going.
Boss style,
He was not a criminal. You see his shirt, Kappa Alpha Psi, the signal. He was not a criminal. He was a Renaissance man. I don't consider myself a criminal. I consider myself a Renaissance man. He was one of those people that would do things and take risks that other people wouldn't, you know? And you'd be like, yeah, my little brother got a baby tiger. He got a what? Yeah, this dude is wild. You know? It's I'm flipping through this. Remember, this show is morphed into something else. And you see he's covering his face, that's the Haitian flag. You know, our parents from Haiti. So let me talk to you. What ended up happening? At some point in 2018, he was approached by some police in Dubai with a small amount of marijuana. That would cost you less than $60 if you were in the United States. But because Dubai exists within the United Arab Emirates, you know, with Qatar, or some people call Qatar, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi, you know, they move with Sharia law. So because of that small bag of herb, they sentenced my little brother to 48 years in prison. 48 years in prison. We've been trying to get him out for several years now. Tried to appeal to the commission, paid lawyers, you know, to try and get him home. And it's still a struggle. And we do it every single Ramadan. This is who lives down here in Atlanta with us. Okay. And, you know, this is Left Rack City. I grew up in the Brooklyn side. He grew up in Left Rack, you know. But this is the movie that he was in with Ice-T. This is him. And, of course, you see Ice-T holding the gun, right? So the craziest thing in the world is I understand when people say, yo, just don't do dumb shit. Just don't do dumb shit. Don't do this. Don't do that. But in the end, when you think about it, we know the way life is. We know how we are. And you made me pull this up, Andrea. And when I say, hear me out. When I say it like that, because remember your story about the cousin who was feeding the poison and all of that. That's why I made sure this was Halloween, by the way. So you get it. We're doing Straight Outta Compton. But the reason I brought it up, because there's times where we have family that's caught up in the system that don't belong there. There's so many people. Yeah, I love this picture, by the way. Yeah, I mean, you see, they got Bobby Shmurda in there. You know, I believe that we have to pay close attention to how things happen. If we speak to a prison industrial complex, then we also need to speak to the things that it impacts, you know, the things that it impacts. Because I can't even lie. Ramadan is a beautiful thing for Muslim people, you know. But by the time they hit Eid, it's just EID, when they hit the end, me, my family, we don't rejoice. Because that's another year of a father without his kids. When my brother got locked, my pop was in a coma. So my dad doesn't even know. You feel me? So, you know, I had to do this. But what this is me showing there's another side to the thing. There's another side to that thing. It's a thing I deal with every day. You know, there's a real life that impacted a lot of people that is sitting somewhere in a Muslim prison to the point where he converted to Islam. Both his grandfathers, you know, a Christian. Nothing against Islam. but we're missing somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're missing. Look.
Why can every woman end up being my wife? Even if she go away, even if she go away, even if she go away, even if she go away. On me, on my.
College educated Renaissance man.
Deal with it.
You feel me? And you know about the Noops when they get the cane game going.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So, yeah, yeah. I think he was set up because you know what I mean. We be on some stunt shit. We be on some fly shit, and I to some degree I believe that he was set up, but you know, black man living. This is actually his store. That was his little boutique that he set up at this thing called Conclave that the do. But anyway, let me get off of that, yo.
I mean, thank you for bringing your brother's story. You know, I already knew about it, so it makes me sad that he's not home with his family, and you know, I'm in a conflict. You know, I haven't talked to my cousin in a minute. He just called me this weekend. I took his phone call because it was free. Okay, he called me because it was free, but I am in a conflict because I want to write my cousin. I do want to write him. I do want to not put that barrier between us. But I'm in a conflict is I have a son and he was my only one. So it makes me sad. It does. It makes me sad. But I come to a point is, you know, I come from a daddy, 7 kids, very hard on us. And I think sometimes when I see friends, I see family members, people having a party for somebody who been gone for 15 years. We having a party, we throwing everything. And I'm like, cause he came home from jail? Did he got a job yet? And I was just telling my girlfriend when her uncle came home. I said, we celebrating your uncle coming home from jail, but yet you still ain't got a job yet. Are we saying this is right? And my girlfriend said, well, it's my uncle. I haven't seen him in years. And so I don't know. Sometimes I think we in the community we giving mixed messages. I don't have the right answers, and I'm not saying I'm perfect either. I'm just saying maybe I was feeling like I had to protect my son and keep him the next generation.
Well, let me just say this really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
I think 2 things can be true. I think you have a responsibility to your child to by any means necessary keep them alive and out of harm's way.
Mm-hmm.
But in some places they motivate out of fear. In some places they motivate out of incentive. Motivation nonetheless, but you know, in a lot of our households, black folks that is, I can only speak to what I know. I'm not saying that other people don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
We're taught a lot of times by fear, by the rod, by
mm-hmm.
horror stories,
mm-hmm.
and that's all we have to keep us from doing wrong or to keep us from going down a certain path
Mm-hmm.
is comparative stories. Oh, you know, remember what happened to so and so? You don't want to be like that, do you?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, you know, people say, that's what I always thought. Shit, I'm gonna be smarter than them. They were stupid. I see where they went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do it this way. So a lot of times that fear isn't enough, no matter how hard you try. But just like in the case of Chef here,
mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people in these places for a lot of different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And you can go in a place for one reason and stay for another.
Yeah.
Just trying to survive. And the thing about it is, anytime a man comes out of that place, whether we use the words to acknowledge it that way or not, it's like seeing somebody come out of the grave, seeing Jesus come from behind that rock.
Mm-hmm.
When you see someone you thought was gone for good, and you see him in the street, it's like when the disciples saw Jesus again, it's like, wait, Lord, is that you?
Mm-hmm.
like okay, now I know. Okay, now you want no. Listen, the whole thing is it's not whether they got a job or whether they ready to change their life. It's that they got another chance, whether they do right by it or not, and that is the celebration.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's a different, it's a different situation, man. It's a different situation, and they see when folks say you don't know what folks are going through,
Yeah.
you don't know what folks are going through.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, but we all move in a certain way where we attempt to hold ourselves within our frame and not jump out of our square.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes the thing is, what's most important is for us to be able to allow others into our square to be able to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always about not getting off your square. Yeah, don't get off your square, but allow somebody else to at least learn the corner of your square so they understand a little bit about what's going on, which creates a level of deference and a level of understanding. Like, look at this. Before y'all folks even know who this guy was,
Mr. Still your
280
girl?
weeks ago. Huh?
Mr. Still your girl?
Look at the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's Nurse Red, the one y'all call Salt Bay, right? And look how long ago. This is, you know what I mean? That's one of his homies,
That's why I call him Mr. Still your girl. He always trying to feed your girl meat.
Right. Dropping steaks into your girl's mouth. So little bro, I ain't gonna lie, you know what I mean? I set him on a path, but he took things to an additional level. And
So
his hustle was too loud. When I say hustle, not hustle like that, but
I feel you.
he was an urban Negro over there in the UAE. And because he knew how to build relationships, he was authentic. He had so many people in pocket. And he might have been a little too fly for them folks out there. And he was targeted.
Okay, well, I got questions for Chef, the brother.
Go ahead.
How you feel?
Shit. I mean, I'm when I say I'm good in terms of understanding that his kids are gonna be okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's my little brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? If he did YouTube, put it like this.
Mm-hmm.
You see that shit he was doing there either. You know what I mean? Like, I used to make the joke, like, god damn, yo, you looking like the Black James Bond on your IG, son.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You hugging tigers and you breastfeed. I said, you breastfeeding tigers? That was the joke that I made. I said, nigga, you breastfeeding tigers and shit. But it's like, it's for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's my blood little brother.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not here.
Mm-hmm.
So already a piece of me is not here.
And when it comes
you ask me how I feel, that's how I feel,
And when it comes to his children?
Yeah, you ain't gonna get me fucked up.
Yeah, hey,
Have me
Andrea.
spark a blunt on the damn show, yo. None of that bullshit. You trying to get me choked up on this?
I'm just asking some questions. We had TJ here. We family. I'm not gonna let you go too far. I can go too far.
I'm gonna say this.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's very crazy because I got my own swag, and I was the rebel. I was the rebel in the family.
Mm-hmm.
But then, well, it's funny. My pop said it. It was like, yo, when you get next to him, it's almost like you seem like the conservative one, and you be screaming on him. you know, because you obviously see him. He's always had, you know what I mean? He's always been ripped, always been on that fly dude stuff. So for me, I used to be on like, yo, son, forget these chicks. You got to be more intentional. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you got women that would, you know, entertainment executive women that's making 600-700 racks a year that wanted to make him their boy toy. You feel what I'm saying? So it was like there's times I'm like, yo, man. Right. So the thing is, he moved. Even though I used to move reckless, he moved what I say a little more reckless than me, but he was able to make things happen. So him not being here, I feel like a piece of me is missing. Why? I'm the older brother. Little brother, you pass the torch to. You feel what I'm saying? So I almost feel, and sometimes that's the ones that take it to the next level.
Okay.
But I don't have that.
So, Andrea, we're gonna move on.
I got one more question. I promise.
Okay, no more questions.
One more. As you know, your little brother, and as Chef is about to be 50 soon, what's the fear?
The fear?
Yeah.
The fear, well, for me, funny story. See, I ain't gonna be telling you shit off the show no more, yo. I ain't telling you shit no more, yo. That's how we doing now. All right, I got you. So look, so for the record, in terms of the different things that I had seen in my life, you know what I mean? On August 3rd, I'm gonna be 50. I don't feel 50. I don't feel 40 something. You know, I even put something on Facebook where I said I don't know how to act my age. You know, time just flies, right? But I never seen, when I had looked and thought about my future, I had never seen myself even reaching the age of 50. I had never seen it. Like, you know, when I was a teenager, I knew my son came to me in a dream. I knew his name. I knew what he looked like, literally. And he wasn't born until, 12 years after that point. I saw a lot of things in my future, but I never seen myself getting past 49. So, in terms of this point in life and thinking about different things, the last thing that I would think about is having the person who's the next one behind me being off the street, you know. And when I talk about we put up bread, try to bribe this, try to send this, trying to, secure this attorney on retainers, all kinds of stuff, writing letters every year, trying to appeal, to their council every Ramadan because that's when they give the pardons. All of that takes a toll. It takes a toll. So, approaching this age is different. It's going to be different. And then understanding that, it's another year for me. But there's responsibilities as far as me being a patriarch and as far as me being the first cousin in my generation. So I'm the one. So there's a high degree of responsibility that I hold. I'm the one that communicates directly to our parental generation. So it's responsibility. Shit gets deep, yo. I laugh and I play on this YouTube thing, man. We have fun and we do all of that. But I'm a real life corporate executive. I really have people working for me. I really mentor executive. I mean, shit, look, man, it's you see it on my thing, yo. Okay. I mentor executives for AT&T. I don't make millionaires, but I made a few $100,000. I do this for a living. I train white people. They fly me out to go stay in different cities and states to train a lot of people. There's a lot of things that I do. I'm part of Executive Resource Group, Employee Resource Group. I oversee budgets of several $1 million that I'm responsible for. But that's the day job stuff. I'm also a man in the family. So when you go and ask me some damn questions like that, Andrea, I see you being manipulative as hell. You on some bullshit Barbara Walters shit right now.
I'm just going, hey, that's a preview to the Father's Day special coming up, baby. I'm just trying to get my shit out there, okay?
You trying to get likes and views off of my shit. All right, I'm gonna tell y'all about the time where we couldn't start the show on time because Andrea had the bubble guts. All right, but we're gonna do a whole show about that one.
Hey, I ain't in this shit.
That's how she got the name Lil. That's how she got the name Lil Shitty. All right.
We could probably move on to the next thing, Chef.
Shit, we got more things.
I wanted to address, you know, some of the things you said since these questions have been floating, and I'm the baby boy. You feel me? So, you know, my brothers are significantly older than me, and when we were young, like I said, my dad's absence affected them differently than me because I don't remember him in the house and they do. So, you know, when I was at a young age, you know, we made a pact. They swear out they don't remember, but I remember like.
Oh, you told it. Yeah, tell them. I remember you brought it up. Yeah, that's a good one. Go ahead, my bad.
But you know, we made this pact. We made this pact because I mean we'd always be doing stuff, fighting and this and that and the third, whatever. But it was like that was our ecosystem. And one day, you know, we just I can't even say what inspired the conversation, but we made this pact that we would never leave our children. Like, and if anything was to happen to the other one, that the other one would fall into place. And you know, we just like, you know, it's one of those we all we got type of conversations. And ever since then, we operated like that. No matter the conflicts we go through, we always find our way back to each other. So my brother, one of them, he was assigned 66 years in prison. By God's grace, it was funny because OG Percy was talking about it on one of his streams, and there was I guess a progressive lady who was over lawmaking in prisons, and she created this system basically saying that if you could complete this military style boot camp that was basically made to break you, even more intense perhaps than the military boot camp, but it was run by military personnel and ex-retired personnel and special forces. So it was very much so on the level that if they were able to do this, I don't know if it was 90 days or more, or something along those lines, because I remember writing him during that time, that basically you could just, if you complete it, you can come home, period. And luckily enough, he found himself eligible for it. And he was able to complete it. So he came home. And nevertheless, found himself in another situation. Which means that if convicted, he would have to go and do all 66 of them, you know what I mean, pending parole or something in between. 66 years is a lot.
Yeah.
At any age.
Yeah.
And at the time, I didn't have a criminal record. I was just coming home from the military. And I was offered basically the opportunity, because I was present, by legal counsel to save my brother's life, essentially. You know, I don't tell that story because those are the kind of stories you keep. You know, your gifts are in heaven. But since we're on the subject, think there's more people who can get something out of it than me holding it in my gut. But I chose. The lawyer asked my family to leave the room because he felt like maybe I was being pressured, or he didn't want me to feel like I was being pressured. But when they left, you know, he questioned me multiple times, and I told him that it wasn't necessary, that it was my decision. But it didn't take me a moment. I didn't have to ponder it. You know, I didn't have to pray about it. Yo, if the choice is me getting paperwork and my brother going to prison where he may never come out, or he might not be the same when he get back, that's not a choice for me. That goes without saying. Sign me up. But he's like, well, what about the impact it's going to have on your life? You'll always have this. This will always follow you. This will change the course of your life and what you're eligible for. And it did. It did. But if I had to go backwards and do it all over again, I would still have done that. I would still have done that. So when you ask Chef how did he feel, I want to, like, let him keep that. You know what I mean? Let him have that. When he can touch his brother again, he'd be more inclined to tell you how he felt at this time.
Thank you guys for sharing your stories.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
Thank you for understanding. But
I appreciate it.
I probably wouldn't have said it because I wanted to be on some gangster, like, nah, how can I put real people on the platform and then not answer the questions? You know, so I did. Even to my chagrin, I did. I had to take a pause and take some deep breaths. But I did. But what he's saying is, you asking how the man is feeling while the flame is still burning his flesh. You understand what I'm saying? The flame is still burning my flesh. So how am I feeling? I don't normally keep it on the top because it's something that I'm dealing with, but I still have to live. I still have to exist. I still got to eat. I got to feed my kids. You know, I have to think about his kids, right? So in terms of how I feel, I didn't talk about it until somebody who knew about the story tried to utilize it as a weapon against me, right? They're going to have their reckoning, but that's what kind of brought it to the forefront. And since it happened in public, I said I would discuss it. But that's one of the things that I deal with, you know. There's several artists that I've worked with, that he's worked with, people that know him, you know, that we're ready to do a full campaign. But one of the things is that when you're dealing with Muslim nation that operates under Sharia law, you don't want to come with all of those extra publicity things like, get him out, get him out. You want to go and seek leniency and be respectful and humble because, of course, we are the Western devil, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, I get what Vic is basically saying. He's like, yeah, Chef, he's not there yet because the flame is still burning his flesh. So when the torch turns off, then it's going to be like, how you feeling now, homie? Because remember, Vic is not the nurse that stops the bleeding. He's the rehab specialist, the physical therapist that help you rehab after the fact. So he letting you know that conversation is his conversation, the after the fact, when you're trying to get right, you know? But listen here. We got a special guest that popped in. And I'm just saying here, we do it differently on other platforms. I'm setting some ground rules. We do it here on other platforms, not like they do it on the other. So I'm telling you right now, Andrea, you better not scream at this man over here.
Oh, God.
I'll bring Andrea down quick, Derek. Trust me. Say the word.
It's not a problem. I more than hold my own on these panels. She had to keep up with me. Shout out and respect due to Chef Choupino, Victor
Appreciate you.
Freeze. Salute to you. My first interaction with you, and of course, the omnipotent Andrea Lynch. She seems to be on everybody's panel on YouTube. It seems. Bless her heart. Yeah, just less than 3 minutes of your time. First off, sorry about your brother. Oftentimes, yeah, good people, bad things happen to good people. It's just one of those unfortunate laws of nature, it seems. But long as y'all keep pulling for them, I have to assume that the laws of nature will come in your favor. So, salute to your brother. I see he's a calisthenic man, so I like him already because that's all I do. I'm about to turn in for the night because I did I do a lot pull-ups and burpees and all that myself. So I'm a little kind of drained right now, but I did want to come up and just show you some support right quick. Again, just a quick pop in to let you know that I think, like, yes, you have a very good platform, and you'll be probably seeing more of me on your platform. Miss Lynch did refer me to you the past couple weeks, and so I just thought, just listening at the way you talk, you make a lot of sense. Mr. Freeze knows I'm a data-driven dude too. Miss Lynch, she's more passionate, as you all know, but data carries the day. Information is your most valuable commodity. You can be as loud as you want, but if you got the information, can't nobody touch you. They may not like what you got to say, but they can't touch you. And that's what I'm on. So salute to Mr. Freeze for that. But yes, the thing that makes Miss Lynch a one of a kind is her passion. Some would call it loud, others would call it just being loud, but it's infectious. It's infectious. You kind of can't help but not like her, because she's coming from a good place. She just be loud sometimes, she's dead wrong on Stephen A. Smith. But but that's one thing we can always, everybody has their flaws, and she just don't know no better. But still along. Hold on a minute. So anyway, Chef Choupino, I just want to thank you for allowing me to speak. I'm gonna drop back down after Miss Lynch has her piece. She can't let it go. So I'm listening, Miss Lynch.
Okay, see, I did call my backup team, and they was like, "Baby, you already had it. You had the boys." Okay, I had some backup. They was like, it was all good. They was like, they need to come. See, I had a team backup. They said it was.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. So I assume I'll see you in another chat sometime soon. Again, Mr. Freeze, salute to you. Information is your most valuable commodity. Chef Choupino, thank you for having me on your platform, and y'all take good care. All right.
Bye,
you as well, my brother. You're always welcome over here. Thank you for dropping through.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Peace and love.
Peace.
Peace. So, before we continue, I definitely wanted to introduce you guys to a very, very, very special guest named Miss Polly, aka Miss Polly Wright. She's a YouTuber, content creator, IG specialist, and she's a friend of the family. What's going on, Miss Polly? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys this evening?
Good. We're good. We thank you for joining our stream of consciousness.
Yes, it's very interesting conversation. I definitely was listening as I was driving, driving around. So it's nice to. I like to listen to it and not participate underneath as much because doing other stuff around the house and stuff. It's nice to hear someone talk about something. You just think about it while you're doing whatever you're doing. I can appreciate it. So that's what I've been doing for a couple of weeks now. Kind of sitting back, listen to you guys. And I've had some friends listen with me, when I'm doing some work sometimes. So, it really is becoming popular over here on this side. Over here in Nebraska, I'm really far away from everybody else.
I don't like that shit.
Okay.
Oh, wait. You in Nebraska, so hold on. I got to get you the P.O. box for them Omaha steaks. You know what I mean? I don't gotta wait for the white guy to pull up in the truck. It's knocking on the door,
Right. It's like one around the corner for me, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing new.
Yeah, they open up a FedEx account just for you, Right. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
So talk to us.
Listen.
First of all,
Yes.
there's something that we normally do. You
Yes.
and I have been on a platform before.
No.
Piece of Eat Black, but I want you to let these YouTube streets know what makes you a unique soul within this universe.
Oh yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, well, like I said, my name is Polly. If you guys didn't get the hint there, I'm actually a life coach for people who are poly or transitioning into poly. So we have a lot of conversations about
You got to
how to
school them
make
on West Poly. You got
right.
to
I'm
school
not.
them.
I'm
Listen,
gonna let you know.
I didn't want to be prejudiced and just
I didn't
assume
want to.
anything, but okay, shout out to you.
Right. I'm gonna be the real simple part of it is just basically having more than one relationship at the same time. That's the best way to say it, having more than one relationship at the same time. All the other details, where they get real deep into it and where they, say what's what and what kind, and all the names. We can get deep if we want to, but at the end of the day, it's really the same thing. You're just having more than one relationship at the same time, and being able to actually have a good relationship with those people at the same time. So that's basically what it all comes down to. But there's like a lot of intricate pieces to it. I could usually sit on here and not just here, but I just started a YouTube channel last year. But I usually just go live on like Tag and things like that. And that's how I started. Just kind of sharing information and sharing my story. Because like you said, the poly people don't really know. I actually poly the way I poly, like there's like no one who polys like me. So even in the poly realm, I am still kind of like out there. So it puts you in a place where you kind of need some other people to talk to. So I put myself out there, and I was able to help other people, and just kind of help them through just getting themselves together, just in life. That's part of it. Being poly actually helps you see a lot more things that you normally don't catch because there's more than one person around you that sees it. So it's really easy to catch those things and try to work on yourself, through your life. So that's one of the things I've been really working on. But relationships and things like that, and kind of how that process is for me.
So,
But like, yeah.
so before you continue, Miss Polly gave you guys a sneak peek. She gave you a little tidbit. So here's what she didn't know. Here's what Andrea didn't know. Just the evil mastermind in the back of this big ass head had figured something out. We're going to be doing a show at Miss Polly's behest where she's going to be a guest. And what's going to happen is there's a couple of conversations that I had with Andrea, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the, that's already been recorded. And I would like you to be a professional consultant
Indeed.
within the realm, within the poly universe, or within the polyverse, right?
Yes.
And not to make it a fight or anything, but just
No.
to give some other level of articulation on certain things, And what I'm doing right now is I'm checking to see if I could find, excuse me, there's a particular clip that I'm looking for, and this is pretty much going to be a little bit of the teaser clip, and I want to share it with y'all. Hold on.
Chef is on that bullshit. Okay. Chef is on that bullshit.
I stay on that bullshit. You already know. I stay on it. Hold on one second.
It's me though.
Oh man, nah. Just say to him. Talk to me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I thought you couldn't find it. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, this poly, I mean, I noticed when I started poly though, a lot of people, I went the professional route when I knew that there was something about me that I wanted, that I was always kind of doing. And then I started saying, okay, well, this is what it is. So then let me get more, I want scholars to kind of get more in depth with, the information so I can, then go further. And then when I got all that information and I went out here and started trying to date and talk to people, that's when I was like, wait, you're saying you're this, but you're not, or you know, you're really into being open. You're in an open relationships. You're not into being poly. You know, poly's not a way to fix relationships. You know, that surely is the wrong answer. So things like that. And so I was able to kind of help a lot of people with that. And you know what? One thing I would say special wise would be because I'm polyandry person. That means I date more than one man at the same time. And I date black men.
Oh hell no.
Yes, date black men who are heterosexual. So that's what makes me like very odd. Heterosexual black males, and that's that day. And so I don't have issue finding people to date. The process of transitioning for them that's you know that's another story. It's a little difficult, but you know, there's other women like me who would like to do the same thing. There's groups and stuff. But yeah, so since I'm the weirdo doing that, it was really kind of hard to find people like me. So I kind of talked about it and helped a lot of men. Oh my gosh, I do black men. Yeah, I'm right there with them. I'm always trying to be in support of how they see things and how, you know, even women, uh, these men nowadays can't get out of line of what they're asking, and they treat men as if they're not people. So sometimes, not everyone, but they need to really think about, you know, what it is to be in a relationship with someone, especially if it's a black male, and kind of, you know, work with them on making something great instead of trying to pin each other against each other, you know. So that's what we kind of do when we go live and things like that. So this is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be
It's
very
gonna be interesting.
interesting.
It
The
is.
thing is, you know, one thing that we do within this garden is that even though we may differ on certain points,
Yeah.
you know, we're still gonna maintain a certain level of decorum, respect, you know, for the other person, because it's not about the person, it's about the message that person's delivering and the power of it. So, you know, I want you to make sure that you feel safe within the environment, just like everyone else feels safe within the environment. And, you know, sometimes we get loud. Us three, we got nothing but love for each other.
Yeah.
We built something beautiful here. And there's times where we go crazy. Y'all see it on the screen. It goes even crazier on the phone. And at the end of it, each one of us is like, God damn it, we should have recorded that shit. You know, but we not feds. You know, we always find ourselves in that situation.
Yeah.
Where we building, arguing, and learning.
Yeah.
Even when the camera's not on. Vic and I, like I told you earlier, we was getting into it. I'm sitting here like, what you saying, son? And then I'm like, oh shit, it's 7:31. You know, let me go. So I was like, man, we got to do a show to do, yo. So
yes, I definitely feel that. Yes.
And what I want you to bring too is, because you see that we're not just some regular folks. Andrea, her dictionary, her library is that heart that's beating in that chest, right? Me and Vic, our library is our brain, our heart, and our experience, as well as the information. We read information. We're well-read brothers. We're not fools. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, you know, I want you to make sure that you bring your stuff so that you could show your
Okay.
stuff to make sure that people need. If you need to send me links or whatever, but stay tuned. We're going to do this show sooner than later. So I'm so glad you dropped in too.
You didn't know this was a potluck. You didn't know this was a potluck. So we're gonna let you slide with bringing just silverware today. But you know,
She brought the napkins. She the one at work that bring the napkins and the plastic forks, but then leave with the biggest plate.
I was trying today. I really was just trying to. I was enjoying the show, was listening. I was getting the emotions. I was feeling it. You know, I was in the car. I was like, you know, let me take a moment. Let me take a moment.
Yeah.
I did. But I was really really enjoying listening to all you guys and your you know, views, especially about the Cardi B one. I was listening to that one. That brought up some
You
good
got us loving
conversation.
you at night. You watching.
That brought up some good conversation. Like you had my friend, she was on the phone with me and she started screaming. I was like, what you yelling about? She's like, what they said? Rewind it. I was like, she wasn't even with me. So I was like, damn, okay. So yeah, it definitely brings up good topics to talk about, even amongst friends. So I know even if you can't watch it in the moment, you can watch it later. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
To be able to put that conversation up. So
now you think we go hard on here, we go hard on the phone. We be like, man, that Cardi B thing was hard on the phone. Okay.
Cardi
But
B, Ben Crump, Johnny
yes,
Cochran.
Cardi B, Big Crump, Stephen A. Smith, it's a lot.
oh,
we were just talking about BET. We gonna come back to that in a minute.
we got BET
Bob
to
Johnson.
talk about. You know, we have so much to talk about.
oh my gosh.
And my best friend, she said she loved it because I got so many people to talk about.
Yes.
She said she loved I get to talk to Chef and Vic because I have so many ideas always running in my head, you know. And then one day
she'll be sending you she'll be sending you like she nonstop sending you clips. What do you think about this?
Man.
She'll be sending clips to you at like 43
like
o'clock.
I'm gonna read
43
it.
o'clock.
3 o'clock. I'm gonna read it. I'm ready.
I remember I sent Chef a thing about Ben Crump. I was like, I can't stand Ben Crump. He was like, huh? What you say? He had to call me on the phone, did.
Right. But don't worry, by the time when we do this show, Andrea, you're gonna be ready to have you 2 or 3 boyfriends.
Oh Lord, I'm not gonna lie. I'm convinced a lot of. I mean, I'm not gonna say convinced. I've had a lot of people think about what they're really doing and maybe think about trying. Let's just put it out like that.
Well, make that special day. I will get my hair done at the shop. I'll be looking fine. That's fine. Okay.
I mean, that's the thing. Like all the girls out here now talking about hot girl summer. I'm like, well, I mean, y'all have a hot girl summer. Well, y'all just, running through them and letting them go. I mean, why don't you just keep them?
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm just saying.
I'm tired. I'm tired. It just ain't working out for me. So maybe you can help me. It ain't working out for me. I'm exhausted now. I'm exhausted.
You tired? You trying?
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm exhausted.
Oh shoot! Hot girl summer. We need some AC. That's what I think we need.
Oh yeah, for real.
I'm too hot now.
But I can't wait. I'm intrigued about this. Okay, I'm intrigued by this show. Okay, I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Mine is like the way I've been polying. It's been tough because there's not even when like my partners sometimes they'll go and be like, well, I wanted to go look up something like if I feel in a certain way I'm gonna look up somebody who kind of like us. And I'm like, okay, and they try to look up somebody. I'm like, but they're not like us. There's no one like there's not really. I've seen like maybe 2 or 3 here and there. There's not really anyone like us. So that's where it's kind of hard when they try to say, oh, well, it'll be different because there's a lot of women who date multiple men, but the men are usually bisexual. So that's a different dynamic. It's different. Yeah. Usually if it's a woman dating more than one man, the men are usually bisexual. They're not usually
right. Because a man cannot. Nah, he's not standing on that.
So yeah,
not for no long period of time.
I would beg to differ right now, but who am I?
Hey, I ain't saying there ain't no unicorns, but that ain't the standard for sure.
Oh man, yes. It is a little like there are women out there, like I said, but most of the time they bisexual. Most of the time, there's you ever heard of Passion Jones? Very lovely plus size model. Her husband and her have a boyfriend. They had one before, and this is the second one they just got. Passion Jones, and she ended up
talking about a football player.
Her name is Passion Jones.
They have a YouTube channel. Yep,
and it's her husband. Every time you look up like polyandry, you probably see their face.
Okay.
Because her husband and her boyfriend, but she switched out boyfriends. She had to break up and got a new one. But she ended up being I didn't know her husband was bisexual, but he mentioned it, so I was like, oh. So yeah, they were bisexual. So even though, they've had long-standing relationships, it's because they're all together. In my case,
you had to
they're
get
not.
vulgar to have that conversation.
Why?
Are you familiar with the term DP?
Yes.
Okay, that's like a violation in any straight man scenario.
I
You can
agree.
never tell your fellow straight male friends that you did that and not be judged by it.
Okay.
No
Okay.
matter you can have it rolling out of your ears, but
Well,
you're not gonna get the
I was
same
talking
props
to
you think.
But you got to remember, DP
Yeah.
is like walking into the bathroom. There's no stalls. There's only urinals, right? And there's 3 urinals, right? If you walk into and you're using a urinal, there's only 2 next to you, and a guy comes and uses the one directly next to you and not the empty one at the end, you're gonna feel the way, right? But if he goes to the one
right.
you go right. So what I'm saying is, I'm gonna try to be as least graphic as possible.
Okay.
Oh well, fuck it. We lost the Disney
all right.
ads, right? So remember, DP can be.
No, I've never
the back
never
two,
been part of
or
that.
it could be one in the back and one in the front.
Man, that's like pissing in the same urinal, bro. the little kid one.
Yo, it's a different show. Listen, watch this. We ain't finna do this all night, right?
Oh,
Because
I'm sorry.
we're cutting it off at 3 hours. But here's what I want to do. Question for you. Look, we gonna figure the logistics tonight. What you doing on Thursday night, Miss Polly?
Nothing.
around 7:30 Eastern Standard Time.
Yes, I'm available.
So what's good? I mean, well, technically you're Polly, so you're always available. No, I'm joking. You see what I did there? But listen. So what's up? The next time these folks see us up on a live, I think they should see us 4 on a live talking that talk. But remember, you are our professional liaison, professional expert for that episode. So if there's anything you need, you want to send me a PowerPoint or some shit or whatever, let's make it happen. Because what I'm going to do before we end the show, I'm going to play a clip that's going to be, I don't want you to answer it today. Right?
Yes,
but
no.
I want you to see. Hey, Miss Deb. She got the. Hey, Miss Deb. I see you.
Miss Deb.
Welcome aboard. You always coming near the end, right? But listen, it doesn't matter. Love is love, whether it's late, early. All right. Love is love. So thank you. How you doing today?
You on mute, Miss Deb. She gonna get right. Hey, Chef. You know my 11 o'clock time is a hard time. So since we didn't get to go through a bunch of these clips, I wanna when you get a chance, just play number 1 and number 3. I feel like they go together, and they short and simple enough that we could talk about them and still get out of here. You on mute, Chef? Or maybe I'm on mute.
So what I was doing is keeping it on the 3-hour time frame. You get what I'm saying? Because at this point, with the group that we have between you, me, Andrea, let's hold it. Remember, we got more potlucks, right?
Yeah,
what I want to kind of do is use this opportunity as a teaser into Thursday's episode. So Miss Polly knows a little bit of the homework that she got to know who she's talking to. And so that the folks get a little teaser to understand what's going to be coming on Thursday. All right. We create these things organically. Ms. Deb, I know you might be muted, but peace, love, and light and strength to you. Thank you for joining. So hold on 1 second. Let me bring this up. Video file. Remember, I'm still trying to figure this thing out here, yo, so don't judge me, all right, damn it. Share screen. System audio. Here we go. All right.
Need the audio, chef. You know what I'm saying? Light skinned dudes, man. It's like to look at themselves.
Ooh.
Okay, chef, no audio.
You can't do that to light skinned people. They ain't right. They ain't right.
I get the light skinned brothers all I go at it. I do.
Yeah, one of my partners is dark and the other was light. He always called light. He said you light skinned nigga. They always
Hold on. Let me mute that. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry, Miss Paulina. I had to pause it.
I can hear it a little bit now, chef. You got to put a little volume on it.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. So you guys weren't hearing it?
Right.
No, we can hear it.
Wait, you guys were able to hear it?
No.
No, we couldn't.
Okay. Thank you. Damn, man. Let me know if you're able to hear it when I play it now.
His life, because he got a wife and his wife. That's to be personalities. Because I got a personality.
You don't gotta sleep. It can motivate you and be like, yo.
Can you guys hear it?
Yes.
It should motivate you, but at some degree, you have to be confident in who you are, and like without things. If you want to be a better man, be a better man. But if things is what drives the person who loves you or who's supposed to love you, then things come and go. You'll never be able to keep up.
Ask a man if he want more than one person. He can't do what he did. We can kick it, but I want you. You gonna be in my life. You gonna miss out on a good woman.
Okay. So I get what you're saying. So what you're saying is that it's not that it's wrong. It's just you're not a strong enough woman to be able to handle the true man's nature.
I can handle it. I just don't want to do it.
I was trolling.
I don't want to do it, and I have that right to say. I have that right to say I'm not gonna do it. And if you think you're gonna do it, you just won't be in my life.
TCW said, I
always ask it. I always.
I don't hear it anymore.
Sleep with her.
But say.
You don't got to sleep with her. She live across town.
Yeah. Because he just won't be in my life.
TCW said, I gotta make it.
I always ask it. I always ask my ex-husband, can he have two women in his life? He got a wife and an ex-wife. That's to be personalities. Because I got a personality.
You don't gotta sleep with her.
But say.
You don't gotta sleep with her. She live across town.
Yeah, but he got to do with me and my personality and all of. It's too many.
But what that got to do with her?
No, I don't want to deal with him because when he having a bad day because him and his wife is going through something, I don't want to deal with that. No,
he got balanced emotions. If he knows how to balance,
y'all can't balance the emotions.
He got balanced emotions.
Y'all can't balance the emotions. You're gonna cross the line, and you know they are.
Hold on.
You can't balance the emotions.
Maybe he has options.
Maybe that's a problem.
He's the big Kev.
Maybe that's a problem. Maybe that's a problem having too many options, and that's what we got going on. That's why nobody ain't getting married. That's why if you feel like cheating, it's too many options.
Too many options is just as bad as not enough.
Too many options. That's why.
So I just wanted Miss Polly to be aware of the kind of cycles that she gonna be kicking it with on Thursday.
Okay, you trying.
Okay. He doing up, Nick. He doing to us. Okay.
Okay.
Right. Listen, man. This is why I like the environment that we have over in this piece. Hold on, somebody says something. Okay. So where did you send it, Vic?
Same place.
Drive?
Yeah.
All right. So, I want you guys to understand that this thing that we got here, it's organic as hell. It's organic as hell. And we're allowing the situation to take itself where it needs to go. So before we wrap this thing up and I go and prepare our thumbnail for Thursday and do some logistics for Thursday's show, Vic, Ocho, Tudo, Kevin Gates, Elon, which one?
Kevin Gates.
Thank you. All right. So, story. When we do the show normally, what it is that it's a potluck. So we come with secret clips that we don't share. And Vic and Andrea will send certain clips to me, and I have them send it to me in emails or whatever portal that I won't look at, so that we each come with our own different clips to show for that day, and we react to them. So whenever you come to potluck, if you want to pop up at the potluck, and next time you snatch the link, make sure you have a couple clips to send to us so we could do a little reaction on your clips. All right.
Okay.
Cool. So let me show this last clip that Vic felt it was imperative for us to show. Look, I put the pressure to make that shit good, son. Hold on.
Yeah.
If you do the thing and you cut from that cloth, hey, I just want to ask you, have you ever been in a fitness center? Mm-hmm. Do the weights talk? Do the weights jump around and dance and do all that shit? The weights don't really do anything, right? Mm-mm. But you respect them. Oh, okay. That's what I am. Heavy metal.
Yo, that's what you made me play, yo. I don't understand, man. Like, son, you just want to get a clip of it. So okay. Put us on. Help us out.
Yes, Vic, help us out.
Do the waves talk?
No, they don't.
Yeah, that's too deep for me, man. I don't know.
Okay, you so high mind to not forget you.
You just wanted to get a clip, y'all.
I ain't gonna talk about it. Just respect me. Respect me, respect my mind, put some respect on my name. Not talking about.
Oh God.
It's like, yo, we talking about, grass and fertilizer and the ecosystem and chef, you got to play this. You got to play this before you end. And then it'd be like, if 3 monkeys fuck in the woods, would it make a something? what the fuck? Yo, you gonna have to bring that around. Please tell us what that meant.
I felt like that clip could stand alone because it was a statement. It wasn't no question. You know what I mean? And you know that we running short on time. That's why I only played it. It
Oh
kind
no,
of
you played that shit. So now we're gonna
paired.
do a whole 20-minute, 30-minute dissertation on it since you got to go at
Nah,
11.
no. Okay, it paired well with the one with Ocho, the first one. That's why I was saying we could play them together. But the baseline. Play, motherfucker, play it. Oh, he didn't chef me. The bottom line is you know things that truly encourage or demand respect don't have to do an excessive amount of talking. They demand that respect, and the people who don't respect it don't have to feel them, and that's just that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I see a lot of people in a lot of different places do a lot of posturing, and I'm just not a big fan of posturing. What is don't have to be explained.
But it is don't have to be explained. Okay.
Y'all heard it here first. So Miss Polly,
Yes.
let these folks know what makes you a unique soul before we wrap the show up and put you on the solo layout.
All right. Well, I will tell you one of the things that I definitely bring to the table out here for people to grow is, I give a different kind of insight on relationships from a female's point of view. I also, took in a lot from other men and really want to get everyone to really think about how they treat each other, to treat each other better, and start really caring about each other differently so we can all be great. Um, in that light of just being a little bit different relationship wise. Other than that, I still have the same kind of love and boundaries as anyone else. I just am able to share that with more than one person. And I hope I can help other people who have the same energy and love that I have can express that in a positive way and be able to have that experience with others and show them that it's okay to do that. So that's basically it.
All right. We don't want to give them
No.
too much, but I'm going to bring you down, and I definitely appreciate you for joining. And
Thank
stay
you.
tuned. No, thank you. Stay tuned for the thumbnail. You saying thank you now, but sometimes, the chats, they get a little funky. So I just hope that thank you doesn't transition into a fuck you because, I still would like
Well,
your respect.
I will be honest, Chef. Well, I will be honest. I have really tough skin. Like I said, I'm trying to hold stuff back because I don't want to give out too much. But I definitely have a lot of thick skin. Since I was in, did lives. I've had men come in there and just try to trash me. It always kind of ends in the same place where they're like, I may not agree, but I respect what you say. And this will keep coming back. So I've been able to be blessed to be able to sit there and take that and be able to transition that conversation to a positive place. And so that's something I can do and I'm okay with. So I don't ever really feel attacked. It's just somebody just expressing themselves and they may not have the right understanding to understand what I'm doing. And we can find a common ground maybe. So I'm okay with either of those.
Yeah. You're on mute. You're on mute, Chef.
Thank you. I'm loving that. And I appreciate that. And I want you to bring that energy on Thursday. So what I'm going to do is bring you down. We're going to bring everybody up on their solo one by one. So stick around. Hold on 1 second. Andrea.
Yes.
Let these folks know what makes you a unique soul within this universe. Come with it.
Well, I'm Andrea Lynch. Girls got questions all the time, answering questions. I like information myself. That's why I got these brothers around me who can give me the information that I need. And I'm just doing me. Just little Andrea from California. I never wanted to be that popular, but I think on YouTube I'm a little popular. Just kind of join us on Thursday night. I'm just messing around.
That's what you call conceited humble. Keep going. Like nice nasty, that's conceited humble.
Okay. Okay, come and join us on Thursday night. We round here. This is our team. I love the team. So come and join us on Thursday night. Just come over there and join us. Me and Vic is on Sports No Glove. Come and join us. We got questions too. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Would you dyslexic now? It's No Glove Sports.
No, I said no
sports. You said sports with no gloves. I'm gonna need you to know the name of your goddamn LLC. How about that?
I'm just
got that CDL.
He's like, yeah, look, I'm MC Andrea, and this is my DJ, DJ such and such, and then hey, we come to rock the party tonight. I'm gonna pull your ass down.
Y'all know
what
she
means, yo. Love is love. Hold on. Snap. Hold on. Let me bring this dude here. Let him know what it is. Hold on. Let these folks know what makes you a unique universe.
Look, I'm gonna say it like this. Y'all see the name right there? This is VictorFREEZE Music, huh? If you see that logo right there, you got the right one. All right. If you want to check us out, which you should, the young lady that you see tonight, Miss Andrea Lynch, is also one of my co-hosts on what she was referring to earlier is actually No Glove Sports. And it's a sports rendition that we do basically our own version of ESPN, but it's ESPS. All right. So we get it in over there. We tell the truth. We say it how we feel, and we don't cut no mustard. So you tired of them talking heads on TV not saying it like it is, or talking crazy? Come on there with us and tell us how you feel about it. As far as what we doing here, I think our mission here is motivated, or matter of fact, the word I'm looking for is inspired. Divine inspiration. And if you like what you see tonight, please come back. We'll be here Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, getting it in right here like we do. Sometimes the potluck go like this, sometimes it go like that. But just, bring a chair, bring something to eat, something to drink, because we're going to get it in. Please feel free to leave us some comments about how you feel about some of the things we talked about tonight. We went across some very powerful subjects. So after the show, please comment, and we appreciate and we do read those. So if you have any suggestions or anything like that, please leave those after the fact. VictorFREEZE Music, that's how you find me. I appreciate y'all. Much love to the family. Peace to the God.
Much love to the family and peace to the garden. And we're going to leave off with one of the things that Vic described, which was the definition of divine inspiration. Inspiration that comes from God. The divine anointing. The voice of our Creator, the great, omnipotent, and omnipresent one, who provides that divine inspiration that could come within a tornado or a mighty wind, but that can also come to us by virtue of a gentle whisper. The only thing that determines the effectiveness of it is how we listen. Just listen to us. We're going to respect the process. We're going to respect the information. We're going to be intellectually sound. We're going to be intellectually respectful of facts. We're not going to utilize hyperbole and just natural assumption. We're going to break this down scientific as we can get without having PhD behind our names. But no, it's honest, true, and authentic. The show was supposed to be called one thing, Late Night Potluck. It turned into something else. It morphed into something else. So more than likely the name of this episode is going to change. But guess what? I don't give a damn, because if we giving you content, we giving you content, and it's coming straight from the chest. That's what we do. So before we send you out of this sanctuary of thought and belief, you know, we're not just going to kick you out. We're going to send you out with positive what? Positive vibes. Peace, love, and light, yo. We out this bit.
Club on jump, it's the weekend. Dream come true with the big friends. Hitting down doors, that's a defense. Rolling with others, that offense. It me change, you let me peach. With a bull shaking to my maybe drop pants. Today on buy and I say, today on buy you the kid play. Baby, tell me what you want. Julian, I know you need fun. Ever since remember we been knocking at the door. Y'all be moving paper, we be running up the school. Y'all before that pillar, we was sleeping on the floor. West side Africa, you know the shit ain't cool. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Pop it, baby. Come roll with me. All night long. As times relax, my mind's relaxed. I got now from who got next. Here's my number, just send a text. You got a man and she responds, nah. Okay, showing up. I'ma let you go, don't wanna hold you up. I'ma call your phone when I'm putting up. Whoever let you go must be dumb as fuck. Wait far. Girl, you so fine, I pay for. Fly you first class to LA for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Because I don't care what you say. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. My nigga, I killed it. Night long.
This the part where you get your girl, nigga. Make sure she focused, nigga. Make sure you focus, nigga. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, hit it.
I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care.
That's a hit for your ass, nigga. Hit for your ass, nigga. Profit the One. Follow me on all Instagram sites, PRO.
Vibing all night long. I ain't letting y'all hear any more of these falsettos. All night long.